Hello, internet friends, and welcome to Quests and Cthulhu from several undisclosed locations, as always. Thank you so much for being with us for our third week of Shelter in Place. Quick check-in, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good.
In 3 weeks? It's only been 3 weeks?
I know.
Well, you know, I am the sad person who is really enjoying quarantine. I'm I turns out I like not working. Or working from home. Sorry, working from home. In case anybody from my job is watching. We are so glad that everybody's here with us. I want to start off with finishing up the contest that we did from last time. We had 8 people post links to their local food banks, and I made donations to everyone. So thank you guys for posting those links. Food banks are they're really one of the most important places that you can be giving support right now, if you're able. Every dollar you give a food bank turns into $7 of food. So those $10 donations I made are $70 going to a family in your community, which is great. So support your local food banks. And if you need help, go to your local food banks because they are up to the task. They are, I talked with the vice president of our local food bank, and on a normal Friday, they have 59 people. Yesterday, they had 351 people. So the need is there. Support your food banks. I also want to give a shout out to you know what? She's going to be my second favorite Twitch user right now. My wife, Rachel, Squirrel on the Run. She
Move it up.
She donated blood on Thursday, and that is another easy way that anybody can help right now. It's for me personally, it's terrifying, but I'm doing it soon because the need is there. I get needles, not a fan, but it's such an important thing to do right now. Blood drives are happening all around you. Blood banks are critically low, and they are, in many cases, they're loosening restrictions around people who have traveled or lived abroad. Unfortunately, we still have super regressive restrictions on the GLBT community, which is, I'm going to skip any political commentary and just say that it's unfortunate, and hopefully will change someday. But donating blood is a way that anybody, no matter where you are and what your situation is, it's a way that anybody can help. And right now, this is a time to help others. This is a time to get out there and do something to support the community, because we're struggling everywhere. Everybody's struggling, and it's bad times. All right, that's enough of the downers. Sorry, I'm a broken record there. We have a great week of stuff. Whoa, how was that for a segue?
Right.
We have a great week of stuff coming.
It's not depressing. I mean, giving to others means that I don't have to suffer the burden of having these things myself. So if anybody needs flour or rice or a new husband, I can help you out.
I'm good in the spouse department.
Okay.
Speaking of things I'm terrified of and will probably hurt, Monday I'm playing D&D basically. Monday, Warren's Carbon 2185 game is back, and I will be playing because, you know, I said it. I want to play any game Warren's running. I'm really excited about this. So also, I hate to say it, but not having to go to the studio on a Monday makes me a lot more likely to show up.
Now, what are you playing? What character are you playing?
I am playing a rogue. I am playing a
You're a scoundrel.
I'm a shifty rogue information dealer.
Excellent.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and Warren is going to tell a great story, and I look forward to dealing with the crazy people that are already part of that game. It's going to be big fun. Tuesday, it's Chaos Agents again. They started up last week, and I'm sure Thomas wishes they hadn't. And then Wednesdays normally is when we do board games, but board games are a little more complicated than RPGs to figure out how to be sort of connecting in this virtual world. And so we're still figuring some stuff out there. We want to keep going with Arkham Horror, the card game. We're working on figuring a way out to do that, where we can play remotely. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, we'll see. But so for now, we're taking Wednesdays off and we're working, and maybe Thomas and Amy can actually have a break for once, heaven forbid. And then Saturday, we're back here doing what we do, because where the hell else are we going to go? One more thing with the food banks. I want to congratulate Aaron Buck, who is Sparkle Kitty something on here.
Rena Sparkle Kitty?
Yeah, okay, sure, as far as I know. And because she, I rolled randomly, and she has won. Do I still have it here? No. She has won a Steph's Awesome. Sorry, no real names. I was just upgrading. She has won that awesome calendar for posting her food bank. And I'm going to tell you, if you keep posting food banks, I will keep making donations as long as my pocketbook allows me, because all of the support is all. Oh wait, don't use real names. So what's Warren's fake name? Did I not say Herbs? Yeah, that's right. Last announcement, because they're awesome. Gordon Biersch is our sponsor. I'm sure there will be a Disembodied Beer floating.
There it is.
By the way, Disembodied Beer is an awesome band name.
Yes.
But there are awesome sponsors. There's probably a lot of beer sitting in the studio that is waiting for Tiana and Aaron to show up.
There's 3 cases that literally when you walk past the door, you're like, oh, okay.
I think I still have a root beer there from the Baroness.
No, you don't. Sorry. I got thirsty last week.
Oh,
you know what? I'm glad it went to a good home. That's all that matters.
Thank you.
So last thing, I just want to touch base again. The remote thing is new. And so I want to come back to our safety tools real quick. There's been a few things going on in the tabletop role-playing world this last couple weeks that sort of makes this conversation important. And so I just want to remind the community, the players, and everybody that we're all working together to the same goal, and we're all working together to have fun together. It's my job to make sure we're all having fun at the table, but it's your job as well to make sure we're all having fun at the table. And if you're not having fun, there's no judgment if you say, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this. And so we've talked about the X card before. And I just want to say, when you're playing remotely, one way you can do that is you can just put up an X. And if I see an X, that scene ends immediately. No questions, no judgment, no nothing. We're done there. It happened. We're going to move on from there. And that's, especially when you're doing a horror role-playing game, one challenge is that I'm playing with people I've known for a long time. I'm playing with people that I'm very comfortable with. That easily becomes a crutch, where you feel like, well, we're super comfortable. I can do it. Even though Tiana said she hates spiders, I can do a scene where she gets, trampled by thousands of spiders. It's not okay. And it's,
I'll take those spiders.
It's everybody at the table's job to remember that. And so one thing that I wanted to shout out, if you're a GM, there is on Drive-Thru RPG, there is a free set of safety and calibration cards that you can print out and use in your game. It doesn't just have the X card, it has other tools in it. It is a really great resource for any GM to have. Remote games, in-person games with people you know, games with people you don't know. It's a critical thing, and it's all part of an ongoing conversation around the table to make sure that everybody feels like they belong at the table and that everyone feels like they're heard. It's super important, and it's I said it the last time we talked about it. It's the one thing I don't joke about. The X card is super serious, and having everybody feel safe and comfortable at the table is super serious. And again, we're all very comfortable with each other. We're all friends. we're a loose table, and that's cool, but that doesn't mean that we don't need to always be remembering people's boundaries. All right, that is way too much lecturing and
Okay,
talking from
so
me.
Can I do some bits before we
Please.
get into recap?
Holy crap.
So this isn't that many. I'm just using it. Okay, so King
I like that you're
Shikamaru,
actually using the bits.
the bits. Well, let's try this. Okay, so King Shikamaru, 500 bits to the DM.
All right, the
So
players
that's
have
the DM.
4 currently.
Okay, and I'm keeping track over here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so then also King Shikamaru has given 500 to Tiana.
Thank you.
Who's
Then
Tiana?
I don't know who Tiana is. Then let's see. We have Squirrel on the Run has given 500 bits to us.
Yay.
Wait,
Yep.
us is me, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Us versus you.
Then let's see here. The Muffin Mage has given 500 to Ezra for all of his charity.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
Do you know
And
the
then-
Muffin Mage? The Muffin Mage?
Yep. And then let's see here. Jay Matthews, 500 for Ezra. Thanks for being considerate and protective GM who makes a safe place for all of their players. Now kill them all.
Excellent.
Kill them all. That was my
Yep.
advice to Amy. And where did that go?
I wanted them to get to Fantasy Island where I can torture and kill them.
Fantastic.
I want to stop again and say, Amy, nice job. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
I watched them and you did something in there that I've never seen done before that I'm totally stealing. That timer thing was genius. That
Mhm.
was, it was screenwriting 101. The ticking clock makes everything more important, but it was just I loved it. I'm totally stealing it.
Yep.
I'm also
absolutely.
mad that you hit someone in the face with a pie before I did in a game.
Well, it's a halfling
Twice.
move. It's a classic halfling move. What you gonna do? All right. And then tonight, I don't know when. Should we do this at the break, Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay. So at the break, not
Hey,
quite
no real
yet.
names.
No real name. I'm sorry. He who shall not be named sitting next to me with
McTortle.
McTortle. Cut it out,
McTortle!
Tonight we are giving away, because we've hit our sub goal, a Cthulhu starter set.
Nice.
Ooh.
So
Very exciting.
giveaways. Oh, and then one more. I just saw it come in. 500. What? People, stop for Ezra to kill someone with a pie.
Yeah.
Who did that?
This is the episode for that to happen, by the way. So my
Oh,
unofficial
no.
count has you guys at 7 and me at 7.
I have us at 6.
Okay.
Yep, I have
You
us at
6
6.
and me
1,
at 7.
2, 3, 4. And I've got you at 4.
Yeah, I had 3 from last time. You know what? I have 4. I barely.
Yeah, because that just goes into the boy for,
Sure.
and then Thomas is giving me some weird thing.
I only used inspiration to kill people. That's the only time that.
I mean, as you do.
What are you getting more? Is Thomas just handing you inspiration now?
I don't know. He's writing something. Why don't you just get over here? What is happening?
Did you get the Muffin Mage?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way up there.
Yeah, he lives on
Muffin
Drury
Mage,
Lane.
Muffin Mage.
And Jay Matthews you got?
Yep, I just got Jay Matthews.
And then
He crashed into
Smagatora.
us.
Yeah.
I can do
I
this
got
all
it.
night.
Oh,
Smagatora, I'm not sure I
and
have much.
all the DM or the GM inspiration resets to 0.
Yep.
at the
free
end of the
husband,
session.
free husband to bad home.
Bad husband to free home.
That too.
So last time, I want to say the exact quote because there was some damning criticism of the Great Dane Society on YouTube. Let's see. The exact quote here was from a user who shall remain nameless. A terrible evil with the power to end the world has awoken and needs to be dealt with. Not our problem. Let's get to Shanghai. But ultimate evil. You guys are the reason she's even active. It's your job as the main characters of the campaign. We're already on the ship, but you know,
You don't change ships mid-voyage.
You don't.
The Duchess would follow us onto the new ship. We didn't want to risk it.
But that's a good summary of last episode.
I said if what's his name Kafur could give us the teleportation spell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many times have we asked? How many times?
Yeah, we've been
Well,
after that.
How many times
teleportation.
have we asked the real one, and how many times have we asked the one who was faking?
the evil one should give it to us even quicker than the real one.
Uh-huh.
Do you really
Lead us
want a
to our doom
teleportation
faster.
spell that an evil? So yeah, they last time they dealt with the fact that they stole the Necronomicon, and they gave the book back to what they thought was Dr. Kafur, but it turns out was Omar al-Shakti with a skin change. And he allowed himself to be killed, or he brought Nitocris out of the sword, and the group fled onto the boat, and they started to leave. And because it's what happens on boats, the Duchess showed up and invited them to a tea party where she made it clear that she had no idea who they were, insulted them, and then asked if they didn't really ask, told them they were working for her, and told them that someone named the German had stolen a brooch from her. The brooch was a picture of her and the Queen, mostly her, really. And I think that's where we're going to pick it up. It is sometime in that 6-week ocean voyage, 2 weeks in. You guys all did your skill checks at the end of last session. So one thing that I'll point out is that Joan actually has a skill above 90%. And so because she demonstrated mastery, she actually gained some sanity from that.
I'm so close with my knife skill. So close.
I find it so disturbing that mastering knife skill is going to make you more sane.
It's a return to normalcy.
And so
One kind.
Yeah, really. Just as in the game mechanically, if through skill checks you get a skill up to 90, you immediately gain a D10 sand for showing that mastery. It's one of the few ways you can gain sand back. The other, of course, being the Orient Express.
Nope.
Lies.
Nope.
Lies.
Nope.
As running jokes go, that's one of my favorites. So yeah, you are on. I even wrote down the name of the boat. Look at me going. You're on the Viscount, the RMS Viscount, and you are about a week out of Kenya, where several people got on the boat, and you are apparently working for the Duchess. To quote my favorite GM, role play.
That's this movement.
It's this thing.
No. I've got important work to do. No.
Yeah, I think Joseph and Sylvia have very important work to do.
Is there
Can
a
I come-
library on this? Is it like a
Actually-
cruise ship?
Sure.
Could
yeah.
I come along?
Yeah.
I'm assuming the important work you guys are talking about is going to the buffet, right?
No.
Probably not.
Actually, you know something that you haven't done yet?
What?
You haven't shared the spell that you learned with us.
Me?
Yeah,
What spell?
the headdress taught you a spell.
It was the only spell I know is
Yes. Yes.
banish parrot shark.
Yes.
Parrot shark.
Banish parrot shark.
That's a good one.
If you say it one more time, you summon one.
I'm sorry, I said it twice. I'm sorry.
Do we all
We
have
can
to say
talk-
doot now?
Yeah,
So
I
how
do.
much alcohol do we have to get in you to get at that spell?
There is no amount.
So I have a question. How do I tell them the banish PS spell?
That is very tricky because you don't really, you can't write it down.
Yeah,
It's something that is just ingrained in your brain.
you have to do it.
Yeah. It's the description I'll give you is many years ago. I was a 6th grade teacher, and one of the assignments I gave my students was to write down the instructions step by step of how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then I would make the sandwich following their directions. And most of the kids would do something like, not tell me to use a knife, or, because it's something you do every day, but it's so ingrained in you that you can't describe it to someone else. And that's kind of how most magic works. Now, Yusef takes a lot more kind of scholarly bent to this, and he's really trying to document things. That's not Emma's style.
So we don't have to necessarily like. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to compile magical knowledge as notes to work from to learn new things. We don't have to actually learn the spell verbatim, but if we can learn anything about it and add it to our knowledge base, it might help.
I mean, you could try casting it and letting them watch and see what happens.
Ooh,
Mm,
that sounds cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, I
German?
could.
you figure nothing will happen.
Yeah, because I don't have any power. I don't have the headdress. I don't have any of that stuff. Plus, we haven't had lunch yet.
Okay. The buffet. Oh, but is there a library on this ship?
Yes, yeah, but I mean, it's rudimentary at best.
Yeah.
But it's a place where you can go and like have a quieter sort of study and that sort of thing. It's really lacking in occult tomes.
Yeah, but there might be some other stuff because I'm trying to fill in gaps, and sometimes just basic knowledge is helpful for that too. So
Yeah, sure. And I mean, you have a transcription of the first chapter of the first bit of the Necronomicon, so you can kind of,
no, we have a good amount of knowledge to start from. Whether or not we'll be successful is a whole different.
There you go.
But yeah,
So it sounds
let's
like
talk more about
lunch.
this German over a buffet in public around other people.
Yeah, so you have a lovely meal, and it's now like the late afternoon of whatever day it is. It's probably towards the end of March.
And
Wait.
we're April 7th is
Okay.
when we met with the Duchess.
Oh, well, there you go.
Good to know. I have completely lost track of time.
We're
So it was
actually pretty-
Tuesday.
We're actually
In
pretty
real
close
life.
to IRL days.
What day
Yes.
is it, by the way?
In real life, or
I don't know.
it's
Um,
Saturday. of
Actually,
course.
this year, right? Because you were lazy.
So you you have a lovely lunch, and then if some people want to go, you know what room the Duchess says the German is in. But so if some of you want to go try and do some studying or that sort of thing, and some of you want to go visit the German.
So what does she want? You guys,
Nobody knows.
walk me through this. Something about a German. Why is the Duchess obsessing over a German now?
She thinks that he stole her locket.
Right.
I mean, really, when you ask me what does the Duchess want, the Duchess just wants people to pay attention to her. She wants to feel special. She wants to be number one, attention for everyone. She's kind of like a headdress.
Ooh.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
You take
Someone-
that.
Someone should make friends with this German fellow. Just meet with him, have drinks with him, talk with him,
Yeah.
become his buddy, and then over the course of a natural relationship, you can go to his room and talk to him, and perhaps invite some friends along, and et cetera, et cetera.
Hmm.
Who is
Hello,
he,
person
though?
I've just met. I have 5 friends that I would like to bring here.
Oh, maybe just one friend or two. Just one with knives, probably a good
I
one
was
to bring
gonna-
with you.
Alexandria.
One. Does someone want to
Just
scout
nickname
this
me
guy out
Nine.
and find out who he is?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that was one of the things I was thinking. Maybe I could talk to some of the crew and say, oh, wow, I heard about this guy. It's a German. Oh, and just do that thing and see if I can find out more information.
Okay. And then Joseph and I will go to the library.
All right. Joan, make me a luck roll.
Okay. Oh, yes. It's a hard one.
Hard success. All right. The guy will tell you that there are there's no Germans on our ship.
Nobody. Oh, I heard about this magnificent person, and there's no Germans. There's nobody who speaks German. There's nobody the name may be German. What if is their name German?
Well, I mean, we don't really have. I mean, I don't know if anyone speaks German, but I don't. We don't have anyone whose nationality is German or who has a German passport.
Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I just have the wrong information.
If I I mean, if you know what room they're in, I could pass a message on for you, or
Oh, well. And I explained to him,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hallway, and that's where I
Yeah.
heard. Oh, that would be awesome. And I give the guy a small tip.
you're very kind. You're very kind. So what message do you want to send to the not German?
I want to tell him that that I had heard that he was into archaeology and items, and that I would love to talk to him about that.
Okay.
Procuring items.
All right.
Archaeology and procuring items.
The guy like takes the note and he's like, well, that's very curious. All right. He'll pass it on. And do you give him your room number? How is he to contact you?
No, I don't want to give. I don't want to. I don't.
I was going to say, make an intelligence roll to remember
There's
what
no
happened.
way that could go wrong.
Yeah, no. It's like, no, I'm trying to think of. It's like, oh no, I'll be around this ship. You'll see me.
Okay. So the message to the person you don't know is, look for me. I'll be around.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you tell describe the headdress.
Why not just give
guy,
me your
the
room
guy
number?
taking the note is like, you want me to write your
Yeah, no,
describe
that's
your
yeah,
jewelry?
no, I understand. Just
This wasn't enough of a tip.
I don't want to give away my room number.
Do you know?
Meeting place and a time.
Yeah, yeah.
So are we there? Or yeah,
No,
I'm
this
sorry.
is all
No,
Joe.
this is me.
Okay.
I was trying to think
Thank
of
God.
timing and things like that. Ugh. So let's see. So why don't I see main bar 6 p.m. See if he wants to meet me.
So scratch out the whole headdress bit.
Yeah, no, sorry
right.
about that. Just
All right.
let's meet at the main bar and
Main bar, 6 p.m. Very well.
yes. Thank you.
No problem. I'll pass your message on, ma'am.
I appreciate you.
That
was
still did
tough.
better than I would have done. My message would have been, I believe we have a mutual enemy.
We should have had you do it.
No.
I don't want to send that message to like everyone I don't know. Just like put it in neighbors' mailboxes. And
We have
Just
a
see what
mutual enemy.
happens.
Just leave
Yes.
it on the chair of one person at every table at dinner. That would be amazing.
So you can tell Joan doesn't date a lot.
So
She'll get there. She'll get there.
so are you guys gonna study? Are you?
Yeah, we're working on various
Right.
rituals.
yeah.
Joseph, what are you trying to learn?
So do you
Yes,
want Emma to cast the spell?
Yeah, well, we'd love to record that.
Okay.
Okay.
And
That-
Joseph,
I'll try.
you're more in tune with things like this, so you can, right?
Well, Joseph that's not really his main issue. His main issue is trying to see if he can change magic or change spells from one effect to another effect. That's what he's mostly fascinated by.
But you have
Okay.
to see those to know what magic can do, right? I mean, I would think.
Yeah, you have to know see the spell, cast the spell, know what it does, and then try to change it.
All right.
And
So
see if it can be
Emma,
done.
make me a POW roll as you walk through this.
Okay. I was like, what? Walk. So I want to do this I'm assuming there's nobody really in the library because most people
Yeah,
aren't.
the library is.
Yeah.
is
Okay. So I make it 24 is a hard success, actually.
hard. Wow, nice. All right. So you both clearly feel a brief change in the like air pressure of the room. There's like a little that feeling in your ears, not quite popping, but there's a definite like feel of something that happens. Emma, you lose 4 magic points.
What? Okay. They come back, right?
Sure,
Okay.
they do.
I'm
So
sure.
did-
Yeah.
she didn't
Everything's
have to-
fine.
So far, anyway.
She didn't have to do anything. She didn't have to say anything.
No, this looked. I mean, she did. There was no chanting. There was no. This was just like she looked a little constipated for about 20 seconds. And
Okay, I write that down.
What are we writing down?
Conversation is key.
There's nothing to take a note of.
Well,
Low fiber diet.
yeah, I have to go based off of what I can see. I'm not as in tuned. Hopefully, you were able to get something more.
She didn't do anything.
Well, that's because there's no.
Yeah.
And then I almost said the word of what they are. That's because none of them are probably here. I hope.
She did, but she didn't make a sound, didn't do a particular motion, or even give mean eye contact. There's nothing.
Well, can Emma, can you describe just anything that comes to mind, like any way that you can describe how you did that? It doesn't have to be exact, but just collecting I just want to collect as much information as possible.
make an intelligence roll, Emma. Let's see how instinctive this is.
Oh God, no. I mean, do you guys want to bother to spend inspiration? You know what? My intelligence is 20.
Yeah,
do you
no.
bother?
I was going to say, we know how low your int is. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
that's not worth it.
So yeah, there is this feels utterly instinctive to you. This is, this is like trying to explain to someone how you're double jointed.
I was going to say you just are. So you just think it and then it is.
Can I try to glean any information whatsoever from that, or is it just a complete
That she's a cipher. I mean, your basic supposition is that she did something, but you're not even sure she knows what she did.
Oh,
I know
this
that
is
she made a
rich.
constipated face.
I mean, now
That's the thinking face. That's the thinking face.
now, do
Interesting.
They know,
I don't see that face very often.
Remind me, did they know that the headdress taught you that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
don't.
so.
I don't.
There's a there's a definite connection. It was with the headdress. She started making good decisions, and then she was able to
What?
cast a spell.
So wait, just by wearing the headdress, it teaches her magic?
Weren't
Oh, that's
you
how
guys,
I learned the
yeah, weren't you guys there when I was yelling at Joan about how the headdress just gives you a spell and you kind of go blah, 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 and then you know it?
and you watched that happen to me in the hospital before I cast
Oh.
the ritual on Joan.
So at that moment, you were given the knowledge. Before that, you didn't have the knowledge at all.
No.
Correct.
I mean, I had some similar knowledge, but not on this level. The knowledge that I had before was sketchy at best.
I knew nothing.
So yeah, it would.
Of course, that was a ritual that it taught you. What it taught to Emma was actually a powerful effect or a magical effect, entirely
Yes.
different.
And
Fascinating.
it taught so when we were doing the ritual to create the sword, there was a point where it taught us how to unleash the full power of the staves.
Right.
And then I had the option to back out of that. Did I learn any of that information, or did I completely pass?
So
on
the
that?
headdress is the one that unlocked the extra power.
Yeah. But
You feel like maybe you could do that again, but that is, that's like, how do you walk? You can't explain it.
Silvio, I have a concern.
Mhm.
This headdress, I am told, was found Gavigan. It was in his possession. He was
Yes.
using it to do horrible rituals, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Lot of
it
dead
seemed like
people, zombies.
it was okay. It was okay doing that. And where did Gavigan get it from? And who has used it before him and before him and before that? We in our research, we had the
remember when we were
Ouroboros.
looking up the Ouroboros.
Right.
Yeah, and the
It's a-
headdress.
Right.
Gavigan, hold on. Emma needs some help because the player doesn't really remember, but
I just want to call an episode Emma Needs Some Help.
Emma needs some help remembering things because, again, sometimes it's a bit sketchy. But Gavigan actually got it from somebody in fill in the blank, Egypt, Kenya,
Yes.
Egypt. And that person's name was.
That was some of the stuff that Al Shakti sent.
That's it. That was Al Shakti's stuff. So yeah, so Al Shakti, and so there is the same cult that Gavigan was part of in England was also in Egypt, and they're sort of competing for the Black Pharaoh's attention, and so they wanted the headdress and the staves and things back. So they were very upset that Gavigan actually had those items and
They
felt
want
that they
those
needed to be returned.
items. They want those items to bring back their Dark Lord.
Yes,
These
who
items
is
are something that
currently-
is useful to them for that purpose.
Mhm.
That's
and
troubling.
other things too. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey, raw power is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we got to figure some of that out on our own.
I'm just concerned. I'm concerned because the headdress has told us something to the effect that it's helped people in the past stop the Black Pharaoh, but I'm wondering if that's a lie.
It could be.
Here's the thing: is that it may lie, it may not lie, but it has sort of a weird way of doing things that I don't necessarily agree with. And when I say
seems-
weird, I mean terrible way
Yes,
of doing
that's what I would
things.
say.
You know, well, again, too.
It has a heartless pragmatism to it.
Like run away, burn the house down, you know.
Oh, it's a libertarian.
Knock 'em out with
Exactly.
ether.
Oh,
So I've still got all this ether. Anyway,
Why do you have all this ether? Why?
oh, the headdress.
So you're
it
gonna
was-
knock the headdress out? I don't understand
No,
how that
no,
works.
no. It suggested it for various activities, that it would make things more efficient because I don't want to kill, and it was like, well, ether. Good talk.
I guess.
So okay.
So really,
guess-
I think our goal is to assimilate or bring together an army to defeat the
Oh.
Black Pharaoh in January. I mean, that's kind of it, right?
I think
I
that's
mean,
what-
well, if we can get the rest of the Eye of Light and Darkness, we can prevent his resurrection. Was the super ambitious impression I had been given.
But we can do that. We'll still need some sort of army to defeat all these other horrible people that are actually trying to bring him back. And they're not going to let us just put a capstone on this pyramid and leave it there.
Yeah,
Unless there's some forces to stop them from removing
we're
it.
gonna have to deal with them when we get back, but we still need to get. We're on our way to Shanghai.
Also,
It's
really
true.
terrible ideas, but fun and exciting ideas. Okay, I don't understand this. I'm going to interrupt my sentence for a minute. The Muffin Mage, because that's the best name ever, also gave 500 bits to use the ether. I
Ooh,
don't
is
know
that
who
a
that
con-
goes
is
to.
that
Does
conditional?
go to-
I think that's
Is-
conditional. Like you
Is
only
that- is that conditional?
You only get the inspiration if you use the
Okay,
ether.
come on.
so this one is okay. So
The next
I
time
had
the Duchess puts her finger in my mouth,
Oh.
well, yeah, that actually kind of is a given. I mean, I'm okay with that. What happens if can we bring people from the Dreamlands back with us? I mean, Emma Prime came back, and Julius Caesar and Octavian obviously defeated the Black Pharaoh. Why can't we bring those two dudes back? Just
What?
like I'm just Bill and Ted's it, and we bring them back, and they do our homework report, and then we all just go home.
I mean,
Anyway, there's a guy in the chat who is running this thing, and he just got super confused because none of that is in the written module.
so
Octavian?
I know.
Where the hell did that come from?
yeah,
They were
Emma
ghosts.
Prime was brought into. Did the Dark Pharaoh bring Emma Prime into this world? Who did that?
I don't know. I don't understand any of that.
I mean, it happened, so it's possible. I mean, the answer
Yeah.
is yes. But the more important question is, can we do it? And right now, that's a resounding no. But
What
And
happens if we
also-
space mead them in space mead place? Does that
So-
anti-space mead?
we can get, I'm not even going to try to understand what you just said, but I mean, if Kafor doesn't kill himself, he does have the knowledge to teach us how to make space mead. We actually, I passed on that.
Well, we can
before.
just go in again and discuss it with them and ask them how they did it the
Well,
first
we need
time.
the space mead for that.
Okay,
Hmm.
that too. Yeah.
Well, the headdress helped who make
Did
the
it?
Sorcerer Legion?
What?
The headdress of Emma helped Octavian, or no, back in the day, the headdress helped Octavian make the
Yeah.
Sorcerer Legion.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could, if we compile enough knowledge, maybe we could do that with Rogers. I think it'd be more of a sorcerer battalion, but
Okay.
It's a fine distinction.
I don't think we have much. I mean, I guess if we could start writing down a lot more of our information and teaching it and passing that along to Rogers, if we're comfortable doing that, he could start training people in time magic.
Oh, perhaps.
Yeah, sorry.
I think we should see if I can teach one of you first. And if that's possible, we can then extrapolate to others.
Emma, try teaching Emma. If you can teach to Emma, you can teach it to anyone.
That's a good point. But
Teach
that's
to
quite a
dog.
challenge.
And maybe during the process, she'll be able to learn how to articulate what she did. I mean, that's not realistic, but maybe.
Silvano, you know that learning this ritual, the only way you did it was in the dream, time compressed dreamlands. So it's going to take some time to pass this information on. Now you have another 4 weeks on this boat, so that can be sort of what you do during the day.
Let me start with Sylvia first. So if you and I are on the same wavelength, if I can teach to you, then I'll try something more difficult.
I mean,
that can-
I'll sit in on the class and take notes. I'll try to learn it, but like I'm more trying to compile the information. I won't be able to actually use the magic.
What do you think?
All of the lion's share of my ability to wield magic was from the headdress.
Oh, should
I
try to
have
teach Joan?
after creating the elder signs, that left me depleted.
We should go see what else, because the question is, stopping time, that's great. What else can we get from the head? We should just interrogate the headdress, find out what it did for Octavian, how it did it, and then make it do it again.
I think Joan is still acclimating to the headdress.
I don't think they like each other very much.
They don't get it. No.
Does anybody really like the headdress?
But I haven't seen her talking to herself a lot, so
That's a bad sign.
yeah, I don't think they're talking. She'd appear much less sane if they were in regular communication.
Mhm.
Well, we have bits.
Okay, guys. Yeah, the Apollyon gave us 500 bits. See, Tiana, I know how to share. Look at this stack, people.
I appreciate your ability to share.
It's time
Let's
to
blow
start.
something up.
Why didn't you? You should have gone for that intelligence roll.
Yeah, I would have never made it.
I would have spent the inspiration for it.
Yeah, you guys come back together. Tiana, are you going to do anything, scouting out the German or anything like that?
I mean, after spending time with the Duchess, I'm going to go and play the piano and then work on singing a little bit more because
Perfect.
I don't want to deal with any of that for a while.
Okay. Everybody but Joan make a spot hidden roll.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, that's a 1.
Whoa,
Ooh.
nice. So everyone that made it is acutely aware that at 5 till 6, Joan slips out, unless you're telling them where you're going. Whoop, we can't hear you, Julie.
Muted.
That's the first time that's happened. We on your Zoom bingo check off.
Boom.
Yes, no, I would tell them. I would tell them what
Okay.
I did. I
Mm.
would
Okay.
tell them what I did,
So-
because I want some backup.
Okay.
And I kind of want to watch from a distance.
Yeah, this is gonna be terrible. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I definitely want to be backup as well.
All right, so I think I'll be at the table with Sylvia.
Mhm.
All right. So you guys are sort of filling this bar up.
Oh no, I'm gonna go
Spread
and
out.
ask the bartender if I can make my friend some cocktails.
Sure. Yeah. He's watching
With
for
my-
the ether.
Yeah, with my new mixology skill set.
Ah, there we go. Yes.
gonna
Yeah,
make
he'll like.
I'm gonna make Isaac's strawberry lemonade vodka. Isaac
Wow.
Washington's strawberry lemonade vodka.
I need
All right.
this.
The bartender is the same bartender is in every bar on the whole ship. It's so you at 6 o'clock a sort of very a very kind of a nervous looking small rotund man, well dressed, looks like he has money. He like comes into the bar and he's just sort of looking around. Everybody make me a stealth roll.
Except me.
No, even you.
Oh,
Even
okay.
you. There was no description, so
Made
let's
it.
see who
Oh.
he notices as looking like. All right. So, did you make it, Joan?
Yes.
All right. So, he will walk up to Yusef.
Oh, hello?
Hello, my name is Stan Schminge. Did you send me a note?
No, I'm sorry, I did not, sir.
I think,
No.
I
Sylvia,
think
did
the
you?
lady over there is waiting for someone, though.
Oh, she was waiting for a German.
Oh,
He's not a
a
German.
lady. Well, that's all right then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's his name?
Stan Schminge.
Okay.
Do I even want to try writing that down?
So a gentleman comes up to you. He is the softest person you've ever seen. It's just like he looks like a bale of Charmin. He is he is the kind of soft that only comes from never having worked a day in your life.
All right.
All
right.
Hello, I'm Stan Schminge. You left me a note.
Oh, hello. Hi. I'm pleased to meet you. I had asked the young man in the who helps, with the bedding and things in the corridor. I asked them if they knew who this German that I kept hearing about was, and they.
I'm not
and
German. I'm Lutonian.
Lutonian.
I'm Lutonian. It's very different.
Oh,
Why does everybody think I'm German?
that was probably the problem, is everybody thinks you're German, but I know now I know you better than the rest. Lutonian. Well, that's very nice. So I had heard that you're interested in procuring items. Is that true?
Make a psychology roll.
That thing we're all so good at.
I'm not horrible at it now.
My psych is not that high. So
Yeah.
No.
All right. He pauses a second before he answers. He says, I mean, I like to buy things.
Okay. Well, I am an archaeologist. I like to find objects, find art, bones, other such things. And I heard that you might be a collector. Do you collect? What do you collect?
Oh, no, I think you have me mistaken with someone else. I don't really collect anything.
Well, jewelry. Do you
My
like jewelry?
partner, Andre, he...
Oh,
He collects, he likes the old art, the old books, that sort of thing.
And that's your partner. Okay. Is he also Lutonian?
No, Andre is Spanish.
Ah, I see. So you're not interested in jewelry or
Oh, I do love jewelry. That's a lovely piece on your forehead. Really sets off your eyes.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you. I appreciate
So many eyes. Very many eyes.
Very many eyes.
That's a lot of eyes.
Yes.
It's a bit much.
It's an icebreaker.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yes, I see what you did there. In Lutonia, the Lutonian is a language without puns.
Oh, that's sad in a way.
Well, it's a very complicated language.
It sounds like it. How do you say hello in Lutonian?
We mostly just use English.
Ah, that makes sense. There's a lot of English people here.
Once the Serbians came in and took us over, they don't like Lutonian so much.
Oh, that's too bad. So you, how are you doing on this cruise?
Oh, it's very nice. But I tell you, since the Serbians took over Lutonia, I live on a cruise ship. I have no country.
Oh, that is so sad.
Every ship I take, I just stay on cruise ships all the time.
Wow. Have you ever met this woman, the Duchess?
Oh boy, he can't resist. There is a definite reaction to this.
Good.
Yes. You know this woman?
Well, I like taking cruises.
She's on every boat I get on.
Isn't she? Oh, I was wondering about that because she seems to take a lot of cruises.
And talk. She talks and talks and she thinks I'm German.
I bet you she's the one who's putting out all the rumors.
What sort of rumors?
Oh, well, I heard there was a German on board and I heard that he liked to acquire things. So, that she may be the one who's
I know what this is about.
Oh,
you're talking about the medallion that Andre took.
Andre took in a medallion from it.
Yes.
Oh my
Andre, he's very bad. He's going to make it so that the Duchess can't talk.
How can he do that? How can he make it so the Duchess can't talk?
Andre knows magic.
Do we overhear this? Because I mean,
oh yeah, you can't help but hear everything this man says.
Oh, I pull over a chair. Joseph.
We are in 100%, guys. Whatever Andre's plan is, we are backing 100%.
Can we help?
Oh,
yes.
Stan, I'm sorry. Some of my friends are also on the boat and
hello.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you.
They couldn't just leave us alone. They had to come over and meet you because you've made an impression.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
We know a little bit ourselves. So
they're interested in magic, that the way it makes you feel and the way it makes you can do things with it. How does Andre?
I lean in and just say we're more interested about keeping the Duchess quiet.
I know, right? This is what I'm saying. The woman won't stop talking.
I bring him a beer. I'm like, I like you. I put a beer down. I bring everybody some drinks.
Oh,
I
now drink alcoholic tea.
Now the party has started.
I do just want to say that I did not come over to join them. I'm still sitting where I was and keeping an eye on the door just to make sure that that nothing weird goes on because
Thank you.
Weird shit keeps happening.
You should come and meet Andre.
Yes.
Yes, we should.
Awesome.
Should we get a bottle of wine?
Oh, we have champagne in the room.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Are we going now?
We can go right now, sure.
Oh, I'd love to have a party.
It is 6:30.
Yes.
Andre should be out of the bath by now.
Well, do you want to check and make sure that he's ready for company? We'll follow
We can wait
you.
outside.
Yeah.
briefly, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very kind. Okay. So yeah, he will lead you. He is blissfully not nothing. He's why can't I talk tonight? He does not notice, Tiana, if you follow the blissfully unaware. That's what I was trying to say.
Blissfully unaware.
He is blissfully unaware of everything around him as he's just jabbering on about how great Lutonia is. And
Oh man, is he really a wild and crazy guy? Do I get that feeling? Do I get that vibe from him?
no, he's pretty sad and boring, really.
Oh.
But I mean, Lutonia's major export is rocks.
Ah, good to know.
Rocks and polka music. Those are the
Polka will never die.
Yeah, my brother Yosh, he plays a lot of polka. He does the records.
Wow.
Do you have
He's
any
the
records?
famous Schmingy.
Yeah. Do you have any records in your room? Could we listen to some?
I don't have any Yosh records. Maybe they have some on the boat. I don't know. They have a band on the boat.
Ooh, I wonder if they would know any of the songs.
Oh, it's possible. The cabbage roll polka is very famous.
They roll out the cabbage. That one?
Well, that's a very different song.
Oh, okay.
Polka is an art. It's an art with a lot of nuance to it. Everybody thinks they know polka, but they know that one song.
Right. Well, yeah.
Let me check if Andre is.
So true.
Thank you.
He opens the door and in his one volume, loud. Andre, my dear, are you decent? I have some friends who want to meet you. What? No, they're very nice. They know about the Duchess. Yeah, they saw her too on more than one boat. Okay. Yeah, come on. You're gonna either I'm pointing. I am terrible at this. Pointing at the picture I see. Too used to being at the table. Tiana, you're either gonna need to announce your presence to the group and come in, or be outside the door. One of the two.
Yeah. Seeing that they're starting to like go into a place where there will be a door between me and them, I'm gonna come and be like, "You guys left me behind at the bar. Where are we going? What's going on?"
Oh,
there's
there's
a lot
of-
this wonderful fellow
Yeah.
who is going to cast magic to make the Duchess lose her voice.
Oh, this is the
Is
best idea.
it permanent?
You have to ask Andre.
Okay,
So are
okay.
there any wards on the doorway as we walk through?
You can make a spot hidden roll.
Okay. Yep, I succeed.
Nice.
You don't see anything. You don't see
Okay.
anything
So
there.
and my buddy here not talking to me.
This man is terrible. What accent is that? I'm
Boy,
not
it's
even. Is
self-burn.
Lutonia a real place?
I don't know, but yeah,
You should not go in that room.
Why not?
I'll refer you back to my previous 3 bullet points. This man is terrible. What accent is that? And is Lutonia a real place?
Well, he did say he might be able to shut up the Duchess. And
So
then we'd
we're
love
just
to-
okay with whatever, we're just okay with doing things to people and not caring about the cost. Because if that's what we want to do, I have got some offers for you.
How long? Oh, man, you make this hard for me. How many times have you asked about costs and things? You just say, do this, do this, do
Kind
this.
of all I do. I tell you there are costs to everything you do. I'm learning that a common theme with my relationship with your menagerie here is that you want to try and use things you don't understand to your own advantage, and then when it goes wrong, you wonder why it went wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. But
And it goes wrong every time.
not every
Joan,
time.
Joan,
Every
we're in polite company.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
talking
so
to
at this
yourself.
point, a man in a bathrobe, he is like the exact opposite of this man. He is tall and angular and graceful and automatic, and seems like he belongs in, you know, a royal suite, but there's something sharp about him. He's noticing everything. You especially Alexandra is aware, but you're all aware that he's like sizing you up
and I mean, I'm sizing him up in return, just
right. And he is aware of that. Hello. I see you've met Stanley.
He's told us wonderful things about you.
My name is Andre de Costa, and I am Stanley's partner.
Nice to meet you.
We should make introductions as well. My name is Joseph Basara.
Very nice to meet you.
And I'm Savannah Costa.
I'm Irene. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, you're smarter than we are. Oh, well.
Make a stealth roll.
Okay. Oh, 13. Yeah, that's a hard success.
Ooh, I need to make up a stat for this guy because he rolled an odd 3.
Oh, come on.
He looks at you strangely, but he just says, "Oh," there's like a brief look, but then he says, "Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Irene."
I say my name is Joan since people have said my name several times anyway.
Yes, John is the one who sent me that nice note. Andre was very confused by that note. He worried that I was going to leave him for a woman.
Emma's
I
like,
worried no such thing.
Yeah, no, Alexandra just put like 5 pieces together in her head too. I'm like, oh, okay, got it.
And madam, you are, he says, looking at Emma.
My name's Emma. So what can you do? I heard you were going to make the Duchess quiet, and that's why you took her locket.
Oh, Stanley has been talking out of school again, has he?
Well, again, that's pretty impressive if you can make the Duchess quiet. In fact, I think there are quite a few people who would pay top dollar to see that.
Tell me, you seem like a group that knows something of the dark arts.
Oh, that's true.
I wouldn't refer to them as dark arts. I mean, not all of them.
Oh,
they're kind of hot.
They are
sometimes
dark.
Too.
The powers that someone like myself wrestles with are perilous and fraught. Every time I use them, there is the possibility that I will be damned to eternal hell.
That's one of the costs.
You're definitely in the dark arts. Yeah.
There are no light arts. There are no light arts.
You don't think defending people or placing protection is a dark art?
We certainly. Oh, sorry, Joseph, you were saying?
Well, traditionally, there have been both dark and light arts. There's been both sides of the coin throughout history and cultures. We have black magic and white magic and healing arts and death arts. And there's a whole number of different types of arts that we could be referring to. Perhaps he's only referring to the dark arts, which is perhaps troubling.
Is there a bar cart in here?
Oh, yes. Yeah. You say that and Stan's like, well, that's a wonderful idea. All this talk about art is going over my head. And he starts pouring out champagne. Andre will sort of by way of ending this coda, Andre will simply say that if there are two sides, having two sides to a coin doesn't matter if that coin is black.
Well, the coin could be black and white. One side black, one side white. I'm not quite sure what you prefer to.
Well, when you have read the treatise that I have read, when you have studied as I have.
What did you read?
Everything I do has a cost.
What did you read? I'm very curious.
That's life. Everything has a consequence.
Yes. Yes.
That
Have you read
doesn't
the
mean
book?
that it's bad per se. But yes,
This guy's
the literature
slimy.
that you've read, we're incredibly fascinated by everything we've heard about you and by everything that you're saying.
I'm glad to hear that. I am in possession of a tome of darkness.
Which one?
Teaches rituals such as the one that I will use on this Duchess.
Well, there are many such tomes throughout history and culture. Which one are you referring to?
I will translate it from the Latin for you.
Ooh, it's in Latin.
Oh, so it must be much more recent then.
Mysteries of the Deep. I found this book in Kenya. A rare book dealer I know there. He found it for me, I believe from London.
Can I roll about what that book is?
Sure, you can make a Cthulhu. You can make either a cult or Cthulhu mythos. If you make a cult, you'll learn some things. If you make Cthulhu mythos, you'll know other things.
I'm gonna roll a cult because ew.
I'm doing the same thing with
Yeah, I'm
cults.
gonna
I have a
roll.
better
I'm gonna
chance.
roll the occult and see if I
Okay.
can see.
Yeah, anybody who wants to?
Oh, 81.
All right, so Silvano made his occult.
Yep.
Let's see if Joan did.
I did. Yes, very
All right.
hard success.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So you both have heard of this book. It's a Latin translation of a book that was supposed to be written in Atlantean. And
Ooh.
it tells of the fall of Atlantis. And it tells the story of Atlantis. It essentially equates Atlantis to Sodom. And Atlantis fell because Atlanteans were using dark magic that they did not understand. And it powered their entire civilization. And one day, the ticket came due. And the book is supposed to have several examples of the rituals and things that they did in Atlantis.
So yeah, I communicate. So that is the book of the fall of Atlantis.
Yes. Yes, it is. Something of a parable for our current situation, isn't it?
But definitely focused on the darker arts. If that's all that you've been reading, I can see why you'd have your attitude towards magic.
I see. Well, perhaps you are more educated or well-read than I am in these things. Oh, nonsense, my darling. You know the most about this. You're a wizard or something.
Have you done this particular spell before to shut someone up?
And more important, how long does it last?
And perhaps more importantly, what's the cost of something like that?
I was getting there.
Because
Yes.
you've mentioned several times about the cost of the dark arts. Is it something that is a light cost that you think is worthwhile to shut up a stupid fat woman?
I'd rather not discuss the cost. And when he says that, everybody can make a spot hidden roll.
Oh God, yes.
Ooh.
Can I roll?
Yes, I did.
It's a hard success.
And also, no, it's not. It's a. Oh yeah, it's a hard.
Hang on a second. Let me do some math once.
20.
What's is it?
Oh,
A,
God.
Stop and watch Amy do math.
You gotta
hold on.
calculate. You-
Let me
What is
get
this, a
calculator
D&D
out.
stream?
No, this is hard.
It's divided by 5, right? Is the
Yes.
extreme?
Yes.
Okay, so I missed the extreme, but
right.
just by just by 3
Everybody who
points.
got a hard success
Yes.
clearly sees him look at Stan. Like he just like gives a little side glance to Stan.
So there was a particular, if you don't mind me interjecting, a particular ritual that I learned, and I found out that others had been using blood in order to perform the ritual, whereas the way I learned it, it required no blood whatsoever. understanding the cost is incredibly important for these sorts of things, and knowing if there are better ways to handle them.
Blood magic is easy. The cost is obvious. The cost is personal. The real dark arts require a more significant.
But there can be alternatives. Is what I'm saying. Is that some rituals that I know, I've found ways to greatly mitigate the cost. So discussing the cost is very important.
Make me a POW roll, Joan.
Oh no.
Good.
Joan.
Joan? Oh, good.
Yes, Joan.
Oh, whew.
Just made it.
All right.
Dang.
When he's taught, when there all this talk about cost and everything, like you feel some sort of surge internally that you manage to tamp down, but you like feel something, and the you hear the headdress. You can't control it. The staves. You're the battery now.
I'm gonna have to get out of here. I'm not feeling really good right now, guys. I'm really sorry. I need to go back to the room.
Well,
I'm very sorry.
But the headdress's insight could be incredibly important in this particular situation.
Oh, please don't go. We're going to have a very wonderful time, and then we're going to shut the Duchess up.
I'm not feeling all that good, and I'm wondering if it's because I'm thinking that this may not be worth it. It may not be worth it to shut her up. She appears everywhere, and she will never ever let us forget if something bad happened.
Are you making a case for or against?
I'm obviously I'm not feeling well right now.
Andre looks at you, and it's, he takes a beat, and he's like, yes, perhaps the conditions are not right. Stanley, I also am feeling unwell. Please send your little friends away. Oh, I'm very sorry. Sometimes Andre can be very serious, and he gets like this. I apologize, but please, won't you join me for dinner tomorrow night?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Thank you.
Andre, do think on what I've said. I have a great deal of notes available if you're curious.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, it might be worth it to postpone and go over some more information.
Yes, I do not think we will be doing anything tonight.
Okay.
Before you go, he is going to Silvano and Yusef make me luck rolls.
All right. Success 36.
Silvana, how you doing? Do you need
All right.
one of these? Do you want one of these?
We know how low his luck is.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, you would have a better chance of making an intelligence roll.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
What is your luck at?
19. It's only a
Yeah,
little,
you're
but
right.
still,
Technically.
yeah, the best kind of correct.
So Andre will grab your arm, Silvano, and he says, "You've made some interesting points. Tell me, would you like to borrow the book for tonight?"
I would be delighted. Would you like me to leave some of my notes with you?
That would be very interesting, yes. He reaches into his bathrobe and he pulls out a very thin volume. And he just hands it to you.
I hope he's got pajamas underneath that, right?
Do you want to make the spot hidden roll?
The fact that it's that's his bathrobe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he keeps it in okay. This is clearly a very personal item to him. I take this to heart. And by now I know all the stuff for making the I know how to make the elder sign. I'll give him all my notes on the elder sign.
All right. Okay.
All of your notes?
On the elder sign.
Not all of them.
I know these nearly by heart. I can I can rewrite these.
All right.
But there is a section specifically after I cast that, I took major notes on the cost of magic as that being my first like, oopsie, magic.
So yeah, you guys head out. It's still relatively early, so if anybody wants to do anything on the boat.
Oh,
Don't we have to go to
Joseph,
dinner?
You're coming with me.
That's tomorrow.
No, but I mean, just don't we have to eat?
Yeah.
When did I
dinner
turn
is-
into Yusuf? Yusuf, what's wrong with you? Aren't we eating dinner?
I thought we had a 6 o'clock.
Mysteries of the deep.
Just
Oh,
read
wow.
it at dinner. Just read it at dinner. Just read it aloud at dinner. It's fine.
Oh
Let's
God,
go to
Emma,
dinner.
you
No,
speak
no,
Latin,
no,
right?
no, no, no.
I'm hungry
Lat-
and I don't speak Latin.
Yes, I speak Latin. I
So-
speak
Okay.
Latin, and I'm hungry.
Okay, we're gonna
So-
get you food.
Bring the book to dinner.
Okay.
I'll translate. Feed me.
Let's go get food.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, you have a lovely dinner on the boat, and Emma, make me a Latin roll.
Where's my L for Latin? Okay. Oh yeah. In fact, that is where's the hard success? Oh no, I'm just short of a hard success.
All right. Yeah, you are starting to being able to you're starting to be able to translate some of this for him. It's fairly slow going, and
Well, yeah, because I'm eating with one hand and like reading. and
that's
turning
right. Yes.
pages. Yeah.
Yes. But you're you're making some headway. Most of what you're reading seems to be about the fall of Atlantis.
Okay.
There's a lot about these people seem to rely on magic to power most of their civilization, and one day some horrible thing that was apparently the patron or provider of this magic showed up and caused the cataclysm that destroyed Atlantis.
Can I figure out where I think Atlantis is?
With more reading, you think you might be able to.
Okay.
Is that our next vacation spot?
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna summon Atlantis.
After dinner, if you and Silvano want to continue this work, you can, and anybody who wants to join that. If anybody else, I guess probably Alexandra, you're going to go to the jazz bar again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Yosef will be involved with the research. It's very fascinating, so he'll be there too.
Joan, what are you thinking? Did you go to dinner?
No.
Okay.
Howard
You had
by
some food
magic.
brought to the room.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because I really am not feeling good because of that surge, and I want to like kind of stay away from people and things. And I want to talk to my buddy a little bit about so there are other people in the world who have do magic, and you said is he always doing bad magic? Is this some guy that I need to take out? Or
Take out?
how
Are you
bad
gonna
is
take
he?
out Yusef?
Yeah. Okay. So it's at that level. Okay.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
trying to determine what your morality is. It's a fascinating line.
It is. I'm still determining it myself sometimes.
Is merely using these abilities inherently evil?
No, not inherently evil, but sometimes
That's how you sleep at night.
yes. But sometimes the payment is just it's incomprehensible, or it's too much, and that's why I keep trying to work with you, but you're giving me orders. Thank you very much. And I can't just order the other people around. What do you mean? You're like, give me the book, give me the book, give me the book.
We've been over this. The deity worshiper relationship is
Yeah.
inherently.
You keep talking about that deity worshiper relationship, and you still haven't made me know why I should worship you. I have you on. We are working together, but I have enough of worshiping beings that think they're so much better than me. I have enough of it.
Should I prove to you why you should worship me?
prove to me why I should worship you? What, are you going to sink the boat? You're going to do something like that?
Would you like me to sink the boat?
No, I wouldn't like you to sink the boat. No, but you keep saying that you can help. You keep saying you can do things, and then it's mostly just ordering me around, and that's not helping. I don't like that. If you hadn't figured it out yet. I want to work with you, though. I mean, I saw what you were doing with Emma. I saw what you're doing with Savant. It seemed like you guys had a great partnership, but you just keep ordering me around, and that's not going to help. It's not going to work. And I don't care if you're a god. I don't care if you are just a stupid looking headdress. Ordering me around is not working.
That really hurts. Do you think I didn't order the other ones around? That's what I do. How can I demonstrate to you my power? Make a power roll without the addition of the headdress.
No, I just missed it.
All right.
I need another dice now.
You are starting, all of a sudden, you catch yourself starting a fire in your room.
I think we do. I think we spend the inspiration.
Oh, all right. You're
catching it, though. It sounds like you're catching it, so you put it out quickly. I think that's a waste of inspiration.
Is the inspiration seconded?
I mean, I'll second it if you want to use it, Julie.
I'm volunteering it, so you second it. Okay.
I'm
please don't, Emma.
I know. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
Because I don't want to swim.
I did make it this time. I
All
got
right.
a 38, so I'm good.
You feel for a torturous, eternal second, strong compunction to start a fire.
Yeah.
That is why you should worship me.
Because you can make me start a fire and burn up me and you and everything else.
Because I can compel you to do what you should be doing.
Well, if you know the future already and you can compel people to do things, what do you need me for?
I'm a headdress. If I'm not on someone, I have very little ability to impact the environment.
So you do need me.
In the same way a dung beetle needs dung.
They do. They need it to survive and eat. So
Yes,
yeah, I'm useful.
Glad you understand.
Yeah, I'm useful. So don't keep treating me like I'm not useful.
You can't take me off unless I let you, and I can compel you to do things.
Then why haven't you had me blow up the ship or do anything like that? Doesn't get you anywhere. What do you really want? What do you really want? Do you want me to praise you and start, and make other people praise you? Is that what you want?
Well, all right, I'm going to add that to the list. So I want that, but I also want the world to continue.
We agree on something. Yes, I'd love the
Yes.
world to continue. I like being here. I like doing these things well, for the most part. But I want to learn more. So how do we do that together?
Again, I think you're mistaking this for a mutualistic relationship. This is purely a parasitic relationship.
Yeah, you're a parasite on my head.
Yes, exactly. Perhaps you should make a biology roll to understand how parasites truly work. Parasites are not there for the assistance of their host.
But I am not like other hosts.
Said every host ever.
Of course we did. Because we are people. We have our own things and our own lives, and you are part of it, obviously. and I want to keep it together, but you can't just keep telling me. We got to have more. We got to have more back and forth than that, because just telling me to do stuff isn't gotten us anywhere, is it? Not telling me, just going, oh yes, you need to go here. Well, yeah, I tried to do it. And they go, no, you need to be there now. I can't teleport. I can't do that. I'm
Do
going.
you want to be able to teleport?
Well, we had the guy that got away from us did.
Kafur, he's quite insane.
Yeah. Well, so do you know how to do that? Can you teach us?
I'm a god.
Sweet. So then we don't have to be on this ship forever. We can just get to where we need to go. Why didn't we do that ahead of time? Why didn't you just say, hey, let's all go, open up a portal and let's go?
Do you want to be in Shanghai right now?
Well, I need to be with my friends.
What are friends?
You know, those other people that you were on and the other people who hang around with us?
You should hear what they think of you.
Thank you, no. But they still stick by me. They're still here.
You're a host of many parasites.
Yep, and we're parasites on the galaxy too. So where does that get us? We have to work together.
Do you want you and your friends to be in Shanghai right now?
I think that would help.
I've seen the future. It won't.
Do you know what will help if you can see it?
You know the rules to this game.
Yeah, I have to keep asking you questions until you decide to tell me something I can use.
I can answer yes/no questions. I can't tell you what you should do.
But then you tell me what to do.
In a very limited sense, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to think more about the yes/no questions. I'm going to go and hang out with my friends now.
Very well.
And you could be our friend too if you would just...
I'm a god.
All right. Thanks.
All right. So we're
actually,
going to go to break. Oh, wait. Sorry,
yeah.
Emma has something.
We're going to do a giveaway.
Yes.
So
we got
actually,
rated,
we're
I
gonna
think.
do 2 giveaways. Which one's first, Thomas?
Dreaded Curse.
Yep. So the first one is Whitest Eldrick dropped into our chat and he gave us some codes. So right now, the first giveaway that we're going to do is for the Nord Games Dreaded a Curse D&D PDF. So that is #chaos in the chat, and we will draw for that one first.
There we go.
And then after that,
thank you,
Cthulhu starter set.
Thank you, Nord Games, and thank you, Whitest Elric, which is weird to say. So we're going to, everybody put in chaos in there for that first giveaway. We will be back just as soon as 6 people can use 6 bathrooms. I'm assuming you all have bathrooms where you are?
I just
No.
used the bucket. now.
Sorry.
Welcome back. We had a thrilling discussion about the best ways to know when your bread is done. We spent our break fruitfully giving Thomas hints on how to better survive the apocalypse food gourmet wise. Very important. We're discussing weighty matters of import while we're going. Congratulations to Nathaniel Locklane, who won one of the two giveaways. I'm not sure which one. And 4242. What now? He won the Nord Games deck?
Yep.
So Nathaniel Locklane won the Nord Games deck. 4242 won the Cthulhu starter kit for you completionists, or for those of you scoring at home, or if you're by yourself. We are
no one's by themselves. They're all with us right now.
Exactly.
Lovely. That's lovely. Speaking of which, it's now, night is breaking, and so Silvano, make me a you guys, how, like, you're interested enough that you'll keep doing this for till a fairly late hour.
Yeah, I'm trying to get as much out of the book as I can to figure out what is this guy legit? Is he not legit? Because honestly, Atlantis, whatever.
Are you doing this in the library or in somebody's room?
I would like to start in the library until it becomes difficult, and then just go back to the room.
Oh,
I'm like, what happened?
Penny gets to be a star. Oh, I'm gonna get killed. It's a little cloud of knives.
That cat is very dangerous.
What a pretty kitty.
Until she's not.
So that was my shameless attempt to curry favor with them. So yeah, you're in the library, the three of you? And
Yeah.
Joan, are you there as well? Is anybody not going to be around the library? It's going to be quite late, probably.
I'm with the jazz band.
You're the jazz band. All
I
right.
have no interest.
I'm going to go back and find these guys because I don't want to be alone right now.
All right. Sure. So everybody, the four of you, everyone except Alexandra, gosh, I'm gonna say make me, we'll call it a spot hidden roll.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Success.
Yes, success, just barely.
Critical success.
All right,
Nice.
with a critical success, Silvano, you distinctly smell the sea. A very, like, not fishy, but oceany kind of smell that that you would not normally smell in the library.
Yeah, look, does anyone else smell that? And I start sniffing around.
No.
Is it coming from the book?
It is not coming from the book.
I'll head towards the door.
Okay. Make a luck roll.
Ah, you're mean.
Silvano, get some milk while you're up.
Oh, it's a callback.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so you
Turn around. What was that?
Get some milk.
And
there you go. You turn around, and as soon as you turn around, the rest of you in the library see Silvano, some sort of leathery, gray, talony claw just reaches out and grabs him.
What?
And pulls him into the hallway.
Okay.
So
Ryan,
now
Emma,
we're going to go first. Silvano's going to make a strength roll, and then we're going to go to initiatives.
Okay.
is that a roll to grab doorway?
Yes.
Yes.
You make a, what kind of success was that?
I believe just your regular
Okay.
run-of-the-mill grab.
So you grab
door
onto the
in.
door frame, and
Mhm.
just an inhuman strength pulls you. Like, there's a horrible, like, your fingernails leave a divot in the doorway.
Okay, that's all I ask for.
And you are now in the hallway. We'll deal with you in a second. So the three of you were going to initiatives.
Okay.
So I think 70 is the highest. Oh, no, that's Tiana. So 60s.
that's me.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run out in the hall after him and try to grab him.
The headdress says you should not go in that hallway.
Why
They've
not?
come for the book.
Oh, who has the book right now?
It's sitting on the table in the library.
Yeah, it's in
Shoot.
front of me.
But the headdress says they've come from the book. We don't. Which book?
Which book?
The Mysteries of Atlantis book. What do you mean, which book?
The book. The book we don't name.
They've come for the book that's on the table.
Okay, the book's on the table.
We know that.
Yeah.
Let's get Silvano.
The headdress.
Come on.
That is your initiative. 50s, 40s.
45.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 40. So you first.
All right. So
Wait, do I get to act
not
on my?
yet. We're going to deal with you. You have a separate.
Okay.
So Yosef gets up immediately and runs out the hallway to try to see what happened to Silvano.
All right.
What does he see when he gets outside? Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and get sanity rolls from both you and Silvano. In the hallway are 3 upright, man-sized bipedal piranha. They are fish that walk on 2 feet. They have awful webbed, clawed hands. Their mouths are mostly teeth, and one of them has Silvano, and its hand is just like over his, which, by the way, is super gross. So you two should go ahead and make sanity rolls.
Yeah.
So if I fumbled that, what happens?
Oh, yes! Tom,
I succeeded.
All right,
I passed.
you're going to lose 2. Silvano, you lose 7 sanity and fight, flight, or freeze.
Fight.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so you're going to have an advantage die on anything you do to fight these things until you die.
7. Oh my god.
So now we'll do your initiative. What are you going to do, Silvano?
Oh, I'm gonna fight.
Okay, you're just going to
And
punch one of these fish, try and
that's
like
an
elbow it
advantage.
in whatever organ that is.
Yep. And that is a hard success.
Nice. All right. Was that a fight? Was that a brawl?
Yeah,
All right, I'm going to make you an offer.
I take it.
You can not do any damage to this thing, but get out of its clutches, or you can do damage to it and you'll remain in its clutches.
Gouge the eyes. Always gouge the eyes.
So you're just going for damage.
Yeah.
Or are you trying to get out?
Damage.
Okay.
I'm not thinking clearly. It is just like I want this thing to stop moving, and I'm going to try and wail on it incoherently until it's moving.
It has its hand over you. You like reach up, and its eyes are on each side of its head, and you kind of just like grab like that. So you do max damage. So it's a D3 plus your damage bonus.
Okay, which is nothing. So it's 3 damage.
3. So you do 3 points. 3 points is not enough to make a con roll. All right, and now we go back to Emma.
Okay, so I come out of the doorway.
All right, make me a SAN roll.
Okay, where's my sanity again? Like, where's that number again?
Left it in Egypt.
Yeah, I was about to say, no, it actually went up. Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. 42.
It's fine. You lose 2 sanity.
Okay. Back on the side of the track. And I take the book and I'm like, looking for this, boys. And I start to back away to see if they follow me.
All right.
And obviously the rest of that would be if they follow me, turn, run.
They are not, this looks very much like a, they're going to offer you Silvano for the book sort of thing.
Okay.
Silvano is going to ignore your attempts at a standoff here because he is not in his right mind and he is just fighting this thing, much to its chagrin. They pretty much spend their whole turn grabbing him and doing that stuff. So they're not going to act this round. So we're back to the top. So Joan.
All right. Well, I'm gonna, let's see.
Everybody else has run out in the hallway now.
Yeah. Well, and the book is gone. So that I was gonna grab that, but I didn't grab that. So I'm gonna go out in the hallway because I gotta help my friends.
All right, make a sand roll.
Yep. Yes.
Okay. You lose 1 sand.
Yes.
Like you knew it was coming. Is anybody carrying a firearm?
Nope.
Okay. You notice that 2 of these things seem to have some sort of barbed hook weapon. The one that has Silvano seems to just have Silvano.
I was gonna see if I could try to get one of those weapons away from them. Just I'm just gonna
So
grab
you're gonna
it.
run up and try and wrestle. Sure. Yeah.
Yep,
Run up.
yep.
If you're trying to get the weapon, that's gonna be an opposed strength roll.
Okay. So I just roll my strength
Roll your strength.
and I got under, yes, I'm good.
So did you get a hard success?
No,
All right. So you
regular.
run up and there's the things, just hold it. Do you want to inspire? Or
Okay.
you could spend luck.
You.
Spend luck to get to a hard, or you could push it.
If I,
Real good.
let's see, it was at, I could spend 4 luck to get down to,
So I'll go ahead and tell you a hard success will tie this thing.
okay.
And that means nothing happens. Right now,
you
it's going to
have-
beat you.
Reroll is the slim chance that actually taking it, or just realize that you are not going to pull this out of this thing's hands.
Let's try it. Let's try it one. I'm gonna try
Yeah.
one. All right. If it was the roll of a D6 thing, that would have been cool. Yes. Oh, I got a 10. My
Awesome. Yeah.
extreme is 11, so I
All
got
right.
an extreme success.
That is outstanding. So you run up to this thing and the first yank, it won't let go. And then you get mad and you just pull it away and you now have this barbed bone hook thing. And you've never seen a fish look surprised before, but
That's just how fish look.
it's sort of like,
Go Maui.
all right, that was 60s. And you're now back in the initiative. So on a 60, they are all going to go. The one holding you croaks something that none of you understand. But as it croaks it puts a knife at Silvano's throat. And it's not trying to cut him yet, although probably his next action will make it question that. The one that you just stole the hook from is going to try and claw you, so you should make a dodge roll.
Okay.
Oh, you should make a very good... Man,
This is where all our inspiration is going to go.
these beautiful dice are killing you guys.
Yeah, nope. I did not make it.
All right. This is an extreme success. This is double damage.
Did we want to hold on? I did mention this being an inspiration sink. Did we not want to try and I have good dodge, so for me it's like of course you'd reroll dodge. I don't know if for you you're like, well, that's a waste.
50, so
Your dodge is 50.
It's good.
Your dodge
it's
is
good.
50? How?
That's amazing.
Inspiration.
because my
Can we inspire the dodge roll?
because okay.
Yeah, of course we can.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I rolled an 11.
Okay, let me know what kind of success that is.
That is
Because this thing got an extreme success, which is double
no,
damage.
it's 1 away from being. I could throw a luck at it and make
Good.
it extreme. I'm doing it
You
Okay.
Yep.
So you
because I
spend
have a
one
lot.
luck.
I got a lot of luck last time, so I'm
There
good.
you go.
All
You
right.
spend
Step
one luck,
up your dodge.
and
No,
the fish looks even more surprised because it was ready to gut you, and you are not gutted.
nope.
Um,
Nope.
You are clearly the most dangerous thing on this table. So the one with the other one with the barbed spear is going to take a penalty die and try and stab you with it.
All right.
Ooh.
This is Jones' new crowbar.
Yes.
It misses badly because it's trying not. It's being very careful not to hit its friend. And yeah, the other one is literally just croaking and holding a knife at Silvano. I think you're next, Silvano, right? At a 50.
Yep. And I'm just swinging as hard as I can at its face.
Yeah.
And is my mouth still covered?
Yes.
Okay.
You could bite it.
You don't hear the gibberish that's coming out of it. Okay, no. I swing feebly and desperately.
Okay. I love the idea of you. Oh man, you are not in your right mind. Make a I'm gonna call this a pow roll. Make a pow roll.
Why do you pick the worst things for me to make? How come it can't be like?
I don't know what it's on your character sheet.
Okay, what's a fumble?
Oh, 96 to 100. Yes.
Oh.
All right. So you are fighting against this thing manically, and its hand is over you. You bite its hand, and it's delicious. This is like the best sushi you've ever eaten. You just like.
Oh, I grab its arm and I just start going into it like a little chipmunk.
You see Silvano just like almost bites a finger off of this thing, and as it starts to pull its arm back, he grabs its arm and he's eating it. And he's just like, all of a sudden, you've gone from fight to feed. You're just like starving. And you see another fish look very surprised. He was not expecting that.
Next.
I'm gonna call that pulling a Yosef.
And now it's Yusef and then Emma.
As for Yusef's turn, he's going to start quickly casting his spells, which is the one where he slows time down.
Okay.
Essentially for everyone but himself.
Sure. Make a power roll.
And that's a 19 on POW, which is
very good.
That's a hard success, not extreme success.
So you are stopping time. You're trying to slow down time for everyone but you.
Well, right now it's personal. That's how it works at the moment. It's just for him. So once that works, he's going to run over to the one fish man that's got the spear left or the hook and take that hook out of his hands. So disarm the third one is what his
sure. Yeah, that'll end the spell. But yeah, you have a brief moment where everyone is basically moving super slowly, and you just run up, and it's quite easy to take the spear out. You don't even need to make a roll.
Excellent.
And very slowly, a third fish looks surprised. These they're just trying to get their book. Emma, what are you doing?
I've lit a match and say, let him go.
All right.
Here's the book. Here's the match.
You throw it in the library on fire.
All right, yeah. You hold up. You can't let her burn that book. You hear Joan?
It's a stalling tactic. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that book knows Emma. I mean, that headdress.
That headdress knows Emma.
Yeah.
I say this out loud. I say it out loud so they know that the headdress is giving me crap.
All right, that is so Joan, make me it's now back to your initiative. Make me a POW roll.
All right. With the headdress, right?
Without the headdress.
No.
All right, you've got to get that book away from her.
All right. Okay. I'll come at her with the barb.
You know, wait. Now it's still Emma, so you're not going to like stab her,
right?
Or anything like that.
I'm going to scare her.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I'm going. Give me the book. I need the book.
All right. That's what you see, Emma. We'll deal with your response on your. Although we've just gotten a sneak peek. Silvano, you're going to continue eating. Roll me a d6 to see how much damage you've eaten off of this poor fish.
The meat is especially tender towards the joint.
So right now,
a 4 damage.
Oh God! All right. Everyone except Joan and Silvano make sanity rolls for the sight of like a blood-covered like maw of Silvano as he just like worries a piece off and then looks at you with a wild eye and goes back in for another.
I got a 23. I say that's a great idea.
Emma's surprisingly okay with this. She's like,
I failed my Sandro on things. I've
failed
70s. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
that scares me.
You lose 1 point, and you're freaked out by what's going on here. Silvano is some sort of horrible, who knows what.
I'm hoping I don't remember any of this.
I'm
Is that an
hoping
option?
you
All right. It is Yusef and then Emma.
Well, Yusef is basically just holding this weapon.
You are
he has
facing a
no
horrible
idea how to
thing
use.
with its spear. Oh wait, sorry, they go first.
Okay.
Aha. All right, Silvano, the one that you are eating is going to return the favor and try and bite you, and somehow miss. I'm going to use one of my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh.
Going
'Cause
away.
I think I can kill somebody here. That's better. You're not dodging or anything because you are just like.
Okay.
So you take.
Oh wait, it's bringing its neck closer to me is what I'm taking away from this, though.
Sure, yeah, you can.
Okay.
You take 8 points of damage
Wow.
as
Crazy.
it feels like rows of teeth are like grinding across you. It's
Because
like
that's
bites
exactly
into
what's
the shoulder.
happening.
Yeah. It's a little on the nose. As it just like chomps into your shoulder, and you don't even notice. The hunger is just too great. The one that Joan just ran away from with his sword seems to be bothering the people that he wants to bother. It's very confused. It's gonna. Wow, what is it gonna do? It starts croaking. And then the third one is just gonna take a swipe at Yusef. So you should make a dodge roll, Yusef.
Don't get disemboweled again.
Can he use the weapon to block, like the parry?
Sure, I'll give you. So I'll make you an offer. You can try and dodge this thing, or you can try and parry with the weapon. If you parry with the weapon, I'll give you a bonus die to a fight. I'm guessing you only have the base skill in spear.
He's got a melee blunt object skill that he's using for.
You know what?
He was using.
I'll accept
in the
it.
past.
So you have a bonus die to that skill.
All right. Let's give it a shot. So that is, if 56 is my best roll, unfortunately, that's not a success.
Okay, so you take 4 points of damage as this rubbery paw just like whacks across you, and the leaves like a cat trail.
Ouch.
All right, that is the 3 fish guys. So now it is
Did Silvana
Yusef
go?
and then Emma. That's right, Yusef and then Emma.
Well, Yusef is going to try to use it again. He'll give it another
Okay.
shot.
All right,
The
you
guy
don't
that
have a
attacked
bonus
him.
You don't have a bonus die for this one.
Got it. 46 is, do I spend luck?
Yes, you could also push it.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Push.
It's a
Go
40.
insane. Just start
man.
chewing on it.
If you push it, you could do extra damage. Who knows?
Or I can lose the weapon and give it right back to him. Bad.
Sure, a lot of things could happen.
Can we reroll that with an inspiration? Maybe.
You want to
You
use
want to?
inspiration? Is anybody else okay with that?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, re-roll.
All right, here we go. It's a 45. That's also a fail.
What
do
that
I
was
spend
that an
luck?
Amy? I think that was an Amy.
No, I had a 46
better.
or a 45. One better, but it's still a failure. So
Let it go. Yeah.
I'll let it go.
Okay. Emma.
All right. So what was the last thing that Joan said to me?
Well, I need the book. And she's running at you with a fish hook.
Okay, so I go, okay, cool. So I throw the book at her. And then I would like to run up and short round the middle fish guy that Joan took the hook from.
Sure, you throw the book at her.
Jump on him.
First make me a throw roll. Emma?
What's the throw?
It's throw. It's on the
Under the
left.
key.
Skill under 10.
Skill.
Oh, wow.
That is always
Okay.
neglected.
I miss it by 5, but I kind of don't care because she's coming
Okay.
at me with a hook. I was like,
No,
whatever.
it's a great point. It's a great point. All right, so Joan, you are going to make a dex roll, and you will have a penalty die because she did not make the throw roll to catch the book.
Okay, penalty die means the two 10s.
2 10s, and you take the worse.
Okay. I take the worst one. Darn it. Okay, well, it's a 90. That's
That's sadly. So the book, you reach up to grab the book, and it just bounces off your fingers, and it is now on the ground, lying between the piles. Now, Amy, back to you.
Yep.
I will give you a penalty die on a fight roll with this fish.
Okay,
So this is not the one that has Silvano.
Correct. It's
You
the middle one.
You slide under the one that has Silvano, and you come and you punch the one that is.
Actually, it doesn't matter. They're both 50s, so.
All right. So you are now in melee with that second one. And it is once again surprised because the last thing it expected was the person who had the book suddenly coming up and punching it. Okay, that is back to the top. Joan.
I'm going to cover the book. I'm going to get and
yeah, you just dive on the book like Captain America on a grenade.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then I'm going to defend it.
All right, you curl up on the book.
I still have the hook.
Silvano.
Biting do I roll attack or am I just no? Because what am I doing? I'm eating fish.
Are you so? If you're trying to bite his head, we'll make you roll an attack. If you're just going to keep doing what you're doing, you're going to roll a d6 for damage.
Yeah, just roll a d6 for damage.
All right. So you keep chowing down on. Apparently, you're a wingman.
Yep. 2.
Okay. It does not enjoy that at all. The second one was the one that was chanting. Oh, you know what? You surprised it. I'll give it the Call of Cthulhu version of a concentration roll. Wow, it's not that surprised. So the second one finishes whatever croaking thing it was saying, and it opens its mouth, and water starts to pour out. Just endless water. And the corridor is almost immediately filled up to your ankles. And it doesn't seem to be stopping. The headdress, you hear the headdress say, interesting thing about that book, it's waterproof. But you are very well aware that lying on the ground, the water is right there.
Yeah.
All right. The one on Silvano will try and bite you again. Wow. All right. It will not bite you. That's very sad. Even with a bonus die, it does not bite you. The third one is going to take another swing at Yusef. And misses, sadly.
Oh, good.
They had a couple of good rounds. They were due. And that brings us to Yusef and then Emma. Yusef.
Well, he'll try again with this fish hook weapon to see if he can get the hang of it.
You see the room filling up. Actually, you feel the wet socks, the worst feeling in the world.
So 13 is the roll. That's a hard success with the
Very
fish hook
nice.
weapon.
All right, it's going to try.
Check that
It should
box.
shock you to learn that dodging on land is not fish's foray. You hit roll, so you do max damage. That's the spear itself does a d8 plus whatever damage bonus you have,
Which is a 0. So
all right.
D8.
So
8 damage.
you skewer this thing. You stab the spear in it. The barbed hook is a little hard to get out. Make a strength roll.
Maybe I'll just kind of pull and push a lot on the barbed hook to try to get it out. And
Well,
see what
okay.
happens.
I'm going to make you an offer. You can take the time to try and gently remove the barbed hook from the thing you just stabbed, or you can make the strength roll to just try and rip it out.
Yeah, just get your foot up against it and yank.
I think I want to yank as much as possible. So
Okay.
if there's some extra
Make a
damage,
strength
oh well.
Yeah.
Strength roll.
Jiggle
40,
it.
success,
Let it
42.
jiggle.
All right,
We're
so
good.
yeah, you rip the barbed out, and the fish man makes a sad noise. He did not enjoy that. Emma.
All right. So I'm going to continue to go short round and try and shut this guy's mouth.
All right,
Oh, 95?
it's not a fumble. You spend this round going like, do fish have genitalia? Where can I? How do I punch this thing? And I don't know where. All right. Yes, that is a wildly unsuccessful.
Just eat its arm off.
Well, I would have tried to do that too, but at 95, I can't do that either.
Yeah.
By the way, like these things are probably not delicious. Like Silvano is this cannibalism? I'm not sure. Is it close? Is this, you're it's kind of like eating a dolphin. Is it sentient? I don't know. All right, back to the top. That's Joan.
Okay, so the corridor is filling up.
At the end of each round, the water is going to raise. So the water is now, it was at your ankle. It's now like at your calf.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, obviously I'm standing up.
Yes.
But is it just in the
Thank you.
in the hallway, or is it going into the library as well?
Library.
Oh, it is going to the library. But how long is the corridor that we're in?
It's it's one of those boat corridors that goes a long way.
Yeah, so it's like, wow, how this water is going fast. I'm gonna take off with the book.
All right, you're like running away, sort of in the opposite direction.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That is, yeah, there you go. Silvano, are you gonna keep eating, or do you want to like try and?
No, I'm eating this fish.
Okay.
I'm not here right now.
Do it. You
Just
do.
so you know, there's no 5.
All right, so now things get super disturbing because you bite this thing's arm off, and you are now holding a fish arm, just like just like eating every lick of bone off of, like you're like looking for bone marrow in this thing. And the fish is just as surprised to everyone else that its arm is now like on you, and it's not sure what to do. But you will spend the next 2 rounds just eating that arm.
Okay.
I
mean, not okay, but okay.
Oh, nice. Tamago Toro has 500 bits to make sure Silvano doesn't go hungry.
And gross. And very
I'm pretty
gross.
sure he's just going to start upchucking this pretty
once you
soon.
realize what's in there, it's going to be...
Well, there's too much. He can't eat an entire fish arm on his own. Let's be realistic here. Just
now,
had dinner.
Now, Yusef could. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, Yusef could polish the whole fish off, I'm sure.
If only Yusef had gone this way. All right, so that was you. So now they go. Everyone except Joan and Silvano can make a spot hidden roll.
Oh, success, 37.
Yep, success.
Anybody who made it, the second guy has not moved. He's just standing there, like mannequin piss on steroids, just pouring water into the thing. All right, the bad guys go. The guy whose arm you gnawed off takes off. Running is not the right word. Shambling, sort of, after Joan.
Does it staunch the bleeding at all?
No, it doesn't seem to like be doing anything to that. It's going to take damage every round. And the one that is fighting Yusef that you just took something out. Oh, you should make a dodge roll.
And he try the parry as well?
Or parry, whichever you prefer.
He'll try to parry it again.
All right, you should make it. This should be good.
No, a 66 is not a success.
That's
unless
not good. All right, so you are going to take...
We want to inspire?
Reroll.
Can we inspire?
I'm for it if someone else is for
Do
it.
it.
Excellent, let's do it. Come on.
You're due.
32 is success. 32.
See? Yes.
There we go.
Sadly, it rolled is 32 a hard success?
It's a regular success.
All right, it rolled a hard success. Ouch. This is going to be 10 points of damage.
Oh, he's on 13 currently, so he's down to 3.
Yeah, and you still have a major wound, I believe, correct?
No, I thought it was healed.
Okay, good. Yeah, all right, that's good. So there, like this thing, it wants its spear back, and so it takes you and it just smashes you up against the hallway, and just there's like an indentation into the wall where it sends you in. And make a con roll with that.
All right. Ooh, 81 is a failure.
All right, so was 10 points half your hit points?
It was, yes.
Okay, so you're in shock. You're going to have a penalty die to everything you do except first aid and running away.
Ooh, that's
just get driven through a wall. Among other horrible things that are going on here. All right, Yusef, it is your turn. Oh, you know what? You also dropped the spear.
Okay. All right, well, Yusuf's got one trick left in his bag at this point. He's lost his spear. He's being manhandled by a much, much stronger fish creature. He's going to try to wither it in front of him and see if he can. That's his last ditch.
All right,
so
it's a power roll.
Some horrible words and spells and energy at this fellow and try to reduce him.
Make a power roll.
With disadvantage?
Yes.
Got it. Here we go. Is there a reroll for this? I have a 92. That's not a failure, but
so if you reroll, you're going to reroll everything.
I'm okay with that. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to reroll all the dice.
A 66 is a success.
All right, so you make your power roll. So roll me a d8.
All right.
Oh,
8. 8.
All right, and you spend 8 magic points.
Excellent.
And yeah, right in front of you, like a circle about, I don't know, that big of this fish thing dries up and like withers and turns kind of this ugly grayish, like black color. And it does not enjoy that at all. All right, Emma.
It's
Okay,
still
so
there.
I'm going to pick up the spear that you dropped, and I'm going to stab the one that has taken the most abuse.
The one that's taking the most abuse is the one that ran after Joan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then the one that was fighting with Yusef.
Okay, great.
Not the barfy guy.
Yeah, not the barfy guy.
Oh damn, 3.
Oh my.
Who are you and what have you done with Amy?
It's not going to happen. So that is double damage. So the spear does a D8 plus whatever damage bonus you have.
I have no damage bonus because
All
I'm
right,
me.
so
that's 7 points of damage.
all right. What does your impaling of this? What does turning him into a fish stick look like?
Pretty much that.
You got to start from the bottom and.
Exactly.
All right. So yeah,
Take
you come up
my
behind
trident.
you come up behind this thing and you just jab the spear through it.
Mm-hmm.
And it shudders and then kind of just limps down. The spear is like all the way through it.
Yeah. Well, that
okay.
sucks. Now I got a fish stuck on this thing.
Oh, thank you, Emma.
Okay, so get the barfy guy.
So Joan, you and this first deep one are in a no doubt madcap chase scene.
Yes.
So it's going to be opposed dodge rolls. This guy has lost an arm and so is not moving that well. So make me a dex roll.
Okay,
Oh man, even with penalty, I get a 15. I would have had an odd 5.
Dang. Yeah, I just made a hard, but not a.
All right, so a 15 is a critical success. So this thing is within range of you now. So next round, it's going to get an attack, and then you can try and run away or do whatever you're going to do. But so you like turn a corner looking for a stairway, and unfortunately, there's not a stairway there. And this thing slides around the corner and like it literally it's just like advancing towards you with like half an like using its half an arm as if it would the hand was still there.
And I still have the hook that I took. Or did I leave that? No, I thought I had the hook and the book.
I think you dropped it.
Dropped it because I grabbed the book. That's right.
You dove on the ground and took the book. So
Yep. So I don't have a hook anymore. I just have
All right, so that'll be next round.
Yep.
And so the only one that's left is the as Emma so poetically put it, the barfy guy, and the barfy guy is going to continue to barf. He seems like not even to notice you guys. Yusef, you're on mute, Thomas.
Thank you. Anything left on the floor he can use? Any weapons here? A dagger, perhaps, that was dropped.
So there's a knife that's covered. That's a little too close to Silvano for your
it's
liking.
not still in the hand?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, there's a knife that is in the arm that he's chewing on. That is great. Oh, yeah, that's even better. You've taken the knife and you're now cutting. You're like getting the meat out of the like wedge in between the bones with it.
No, I thought I'd moved on to the marrow.
Sure, the knife is you're cutting the knife bones open. You're extracting every bit of a nutrient from this thing that you can. Sorry, there is Joan's spear, but it's sort of in the middle of it's in the down the hallway a ways. So getting that would be your turn this round.
Okay, I guess that's what he'll go over and recover that spear.
Okay,
that's
so
what he'll do
you
this
move
round.
over, you grab that, no problem. Emma?
All right, so I'm gonna fighting brawl punch the guy.
All right.
Ooh, and I make it because I've got some fight skills, but I don't know what is it a D6?
It's a D3. So punching is a D3 plus your damage bonus.
Of which is none. So actually that's 1 point of damage.
All right, but he still is gonna make a con roll.
That's fine. We got to whittle away. Do I see anything on him like spellbook wise or anything when I go in for the punch?
No, he has like a belt of seashells, and in that belt there's a knife. You see.
Got it. So he can go to the bathroom later, is what you're saying.
He hopes. Yeah.
There's 3 seashells.
Exactly. I was like
Okay.
Demolition Man reference.
So the barfy guy is he's just continuing to the water is now up to your waist.
Okay.
Weirdly, Joan, the water, like now there's just trickles of water where you are. It seems to mainly be holding up back where they are, but there's still like a little splash of water here.
Okay.
In fact, Yusef, to get that, make me let's call it a dex roll to like reach down into the water.
Okay.
To get the spear.
20 is a hard success.
No problem. Yeah, you've got it. No problem.
Okay.
So the one guy that was chasing Joan was chasing him. So that's the end of the lineup. So Joan, you and this guy are going to have a fight. So
Okay.
what do you want to do? Do you want to fight? Do you want to run? If you run, he's going to get a bonus die on whatever he does to you.
No, I'm just gonna punch him. He's already hurt, so I'm gonna try to punch and kick him.
Okay,
So
you're
roll.
going straight fight. He's also going to fight. So this will be an opposed fight roll, and whoever rolls better, as long as they get a success, will do their damage.
All right. Yes.
He did not roll well.
I just barely got it, but it's for fighting because I got 50.
Nice. So that does a D3 plus your damage bonus.
Yeah, damage bonus. Ha. All right.
It's a
3. I
short
rolled
but
a 6.
There
I
you
rolled a
go.
6,
3
so-
points. So yeah, he definitely notices that. And
I got the book under the other arm.
and he will roll some dice for reasons that I don't. Oh my gosh.
What?
I rolled 100 on his con roll. You just knocked a fish guy straight out. So he comes at you and you just punch him in what you think is his jaw, and his eyes like roll all the way over, and he just falls over backwards. That's outstanding. You just
love it.
You just punched a fish guy straight out. That was awesome.
Yes.
Silvano, this is the last round that you are crunching down on the fish arm. So Amy, the water is now like your belly button.
Doesn't.
Oh, sorry,
you
Yusef.
you go.
I'm sorry, Yusef.
Well, the barfing fish isn't moving.
Nope.
So Yusef wants to take his fish hook spear and insert it into his mouth and shove it through the mouth, the open mouth of the barfing fish, essentially.
Okay. Roll me a percentile dice. You don't worry about the penalty or anything like that. Just roll me percentiles.
0.7.
All right. So you take this thing and you jam it down its throat. And the weird part to you is that the spear keeps going in far deeper than this thing's throat. And then just when you're literally like pushing in the last bit of it, it pokes out the back of its head. Water is like spraying in your face, and all of a sudden that water is now fish blood as it just starts vomiting what you hope is fish blood. Actually, that's like the best option. All over you as this thing dies a horrible death from that amazing roll. Yeah, it was the water has stopped coming in, and it falls dead in front of you, and now two of you are covered in fishera. Just made myself laugh with that one.
Let's swim out of here. Let's swim out of here and go back to the room. I don't need to Silvano, you okay? Let's go.
So when she says Silvano, like you have,
do you smell the ocean?
You have a bone in your hand, some sort of bone in your hand.
I am the ocean right now. Let's get out of here.
I'm in so much pain right now.
And
let's go.
Make a con roll, Silvano.
You failed this.
That is a regular success.
All right. There's a lot of blood around here. Like you kind of have the taste of blood in your mouth. Yusef is covered in blood.
I'm swimming in blood right now. Let's
there are
go.
Two dead, weird fish-looking things that you really don't want to think about floating in the water.
Let's just get out of here.
Oh,
Come on.
I'm gonna go.
This is horrible.
And grab my notes. I'm gonna just walk in there like.
Where are your notes?
I pick up.
What am I going to tell the doctors?
Alexandra,
yes,
you are singing in the jazz bar, having a great time, when all of a sudden you hear somebody go like, "What? What is that? Are we sinking? Why is there water?" And you notice you're up on a little stage, and you notice that there is water up to almost to the stage. And the people in the club are panicking. They're like screaming that the ship is sinking. They're starting to lose it.
Then the water turns red.
I'm gonna look at it and be like, wouldn't we have felt something? And just like get down off the stage and head for the door. Whichever door is not currently being crowded at, because I'm sure people are trying to get out too.
So people are the doors that will not be crowded are the doors to the interior of the ship. The doors leading out to the outside decks are very crowded. Well, I mean, not that crowded. The bar, there were like 20 people at the bar, but they are all very interested in getting out to a deck.
Is there any way to tell where the water is coming from?
The interior of the ship.
Okay, I'm gonna follow it, just casually drawing a dagger, because this feels our brand of weird.
All right. So you very cautiously round a corner just in time to see Joan and some horrible fish thing. Joan is holding a book in one hand, and some horrible fish thing comes reaching towards her, and Joan punches it right in the jaw, and the fish thing goes whoop and falls backwards. Make me a sand roll.
Because you can't. Oh.
I was trying to.
Because it can't be like one punch.
Why'd you do
Yes,
that to
I
Dagger
need it.
Lady?
Damn it, barely.
So you lose one sanity. You know what? She knocked it out. You don't lose any sanity because Joan just like did such a good job on that.
Oh.
And I did so bad. I rolled 100. Darn it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is Joan looking a little torn up. That book that you recognize, this horrible fish thing, and just a steady stream of water.
Oh, I'm so glad we found you. This fish guy and his buddies tried to come and they wanted the book. We've got to go back and get the rest of them. But I wanted to make sure they didn't get the book.
I am so tired of these bloody books causing so much bloody havoc. There's water all over the ship. That's why I came to find out what was going on. People think that the ship is sinking.
We got to go back because they one of the fishes was barfing, for lack of a better thing, at water. It was coming out, and then so we got to figure that out. But I came to try to find somebody else to come and help. So come, let's go.
Yes, let's go see.
Right. At that point, the ship's bells ring, and the first mate, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first mate, and we wish to ask right now that everyone please remain in your cabins for the time being. We are assessing a situation on deck 8. Please, for your own safety, remain in your cabins. If you are not in your cabin, please make your way in as orderly a manner possible to your cabin. So you guys are going to be, you two, Alexandra and Joan, are going to be a couple rounds behind. Silvano goes into the library and is looking for his notes. Let's see how high that table was. Make me a luck roll, Silvano.
Oh.
No.
All right.
Horrible, but
most of your notes are like floating on top of the water. You saved them all, but there's going to be it's a setback on your research.
I'm gonna have to hang them up and dry them.
There, yeah, in your room, there's going to be a nice. You guys. Once he's collected all his notes, you guys, are you going to your room? You heard the announcement.
I'm in a lot of pain. This really hurts.
Emma, we're gonna go to Emma's room.
No, I don't want to go. I want to go to the deck because I don't like. Let's take a look around. I don't. So as soon as we get out of the hallway, is there any more water?
It is. So the water has started to flow out of like towards the outside.
Okay, so this is easy to just follow the current.
So yeah, all right. If you're going to follow the current, you will very quickly run into Alexandra and Joan.
Okay,
there you are.
Oh gosh, thank goodness.
So.
Oh, you have the book.
Yes, I kept the book. They didn't get it, and I took care of one of the fishes. The other guys are done too.
Fishes?
Yeah, they're dead.
Yosef, you're bleeding.
I'm really, really hurt right now.
Silvano, we got to get some padding on you too. You got the big
what?
Gash. Yes.
Oh my
Come
God.
on. Let's go to our room.
It bit you.
You look like something with a lot of teeth took a really big bite out of you.
We got to get him fixed up. Let's get him.
All right, whose cabin are we going to?
The boat is sinking.
No, it's not.
No. The fish water got in other places.
How do you know? You ran away. What do you mean the fish water got?
We killed the fish water guy.
Yes.
The water should just exit the boat.
Water came. I got almost all the way to where Alexandra was in the bar.
Yeah,
and there was water.
The water got into the jazz bar, and people are sure that the boat is sinking, and that's what they're responding to.
But where we are right now, there's not as much water as there was in the other places, right, Ezra? Or is it still flowing? Or
Is it going down, or is
The
it
water
going?
is definitely receding.
Yeah.
Well, I've got more paper in my room for taking more notes, so we can pick up where we left off.
Can I see a doctor?
yeah,
Yeah, I was supposed to say, let's go see a doctor first.
Yep. What's the story though? Do we tell him a shark
Well,
came on with the water?
I can't tell him the shark got me on the. I fell during the water incident. I fell down. or
Okay,
something.
you
It
fell
just
down. What about
flooded.
Silvano?
he
He
fell
also
down.
ran into something sharp.
He fell down on something jagged.
Okay, all right.
The
then as
doctor
long as we
will
have our story.
accept that, but
Yeah, well, as long as we have our story, let's go.
It's at this point that inadvertently Silvano notices that he still has the fishbone in it, and you like throw it down.
what was that?
Okay,
Don't ask.
yeah, drop
Don't
it.
ask.
And it still has the knife.
Yeah,
Wait, what's this? I pick up the knife. What does it look like?
it looks like jagged coral.
Oh,
It's bloody.
okay.
I'm gonna pull off my jacket and try to start staunching Silvano's shoulder, because I think he's in shock, and
Okay.
that's why he's reacting like this.
All right, make a first.
And I
aid
only
roll.
have one jacket. Sorry.
Plus he's gonna have the runs later.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's allergic to fish.
22 is a hard success for me.
Nice.
Okay.
So you get Silvana, you get 3 hit points back immediately, and you feel a lot better.
And
Like
what's
that also-
what's
the action of her like putting the jacket around you kind of calms and soothes you and brings you back a little bit from the fugue state. To the extent you want to, remember what happened.
What? No, that's a bridge too far.
So you're going outside, you're going back to somebody's room. What is the
We're
Go to
going
the
to the
doctor.
medical bay.
okay?
I need medical help.
yeah.
All right. So actually, as you come past the library out to the door that would lead to where the bar is, you see 3 ship's crewmen sort of coming towards you, and they just reflexively, let's see if they even notice.
I've got blood all over my face.
They just reflexively are like, please return to your cabins. Please return to your cabins. And they're gonna like go past you into that area.
Sure, let them. We'll just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can someone hold this spear thing for me? I
Oh,
just
God,
got
they
this
didn't
to
even
doctor.
notice the spear.
Just drop it in the water. Just drop it. Go.
I want to keep it. This is pretty neat. Can someone hold this
pretty-
for me?
At this point, you hear a scream from back the way that the crewman just went.
Oh,
Keep going.
Yep.
Keep walking.
go.
To the medical bay.
Just walk
Medical
Just
bay.
walk. Just drop the spear and walk.
All
in
right.
the water. Yes, get it. Make it go away. We don't want to answer these questions.
You didn't kill that thing. You
Broke his
knocked it
skill.
out.
Oh no.
Yes. We have to help them. We have
What-
to help them. We didn't kill it. I just knocked it out.
Son of a- I'm gonna turn around, draw a dagger, and head back in that direction.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
is-
Yep.
Are
Bring
you
the
all
spear.
are you all going back that way? Are you going to stay here? What is
I
Alexander?
want to see a doctor. I want to go
Okay,
get a medical
give me
bay.
the spear then. Give me the spear then.
Okay, I'll give it to Joan.
All right.
Okay.
You should also give me the book because I'm going with the 2 to the doctor and they want the book. We should
All right.
leave the book with
Yes.
whoever's
Yes.
gonna fight the
Good
things.
call.
Okay.
All right. So you 2 are going. Joan and Alexandra. I gotta
Yeah.
stop pointing. Are going. Especially since we have a different screen than the actual thing sets up there.
No, and it's and it's good for the podcast anyway to say who's doing what.
So Joan and Alexandra, you push through the door, and you come upon those 3 crewmen looking at the unconscious body of this fish guy, trying to like figure out what the hell is going on.
I love the idea of one of them just being like, one moment, and then sticking a knife in its head.
Excuse me.
As soon as you come in, one of them reflexively is just like, please excuse us, ma'am. Please excuse us.
I'm actually gonna put a hand on Joan's shoulder and just like pull her back a little bit and say, look, if they don't know what's going on, us coming up and sticking a knife in it or that spear thing into it is going to look so many sorts of bad.
Oh, but how about if we say, oh, look what we found, and give it to them?
And then
they can fight it.
They are unarmed.
This seems like a poor plan. Let's just hang back for a second and watch and see what happens.
Ma'am, are you carrying an oar?
Oh, I found this and on my way back. So but we'll leave you now. Let's go. We've got turned around. I'm sorry.
Why don't you give that to me, ma'am? You don't need to be carrying that.
Oh no, I'll take it back. We just got turned around. We're gonna go back.
And you just sort of bull rush your way through there. And he's got bigger problems.
Yeah.
I would like to like stop and wait out of eye shot of them, but within earshot, so that when they scream again.
Yeah, I follow her because I know she's good at this.
All right. You two, like, you wait what feels like a really like long time, but it's probably 10 minutes, and you don't hear anything.
Just kind of being meta here. Remember, it had lost an arm and it was bleeding, so it might not wake up.
It's true.
That's right, because it was taking continual damage.
The headdress told you that you knocked it out. Now that it's not dead.
Right.
But the headdress doesn't know everything.
So are they gonna be okay if we go back to the?
If you want to go back, you can. I would feel easier in my mind if I keep an eye on this.
I don't want to leave you by yourself again.
Ezra, have them bring it to the med bay and bind its wounds.
No, they're more likely to throw it overboard.
I'm gonna like peek out around the corner and see, and just like very carefully and try not to be seen by them, and see if I can see what's going on with them.
You'd need to go into the deck a little bit, but you can do that no problem. You're much stealthier than they are. They've left it behind. It is lying in the middle of the water is running over it. And as it does, blood is definitely mixing in there.
Okay.
They have apparently pressed on. Joan, you're still in the lobby, and a bunch more sailors are coming up now. Some of them with like boat hooks or oars or something like that. And when they see you, they're like, ma'am, you really shouldn't be here.
I was looking for my friend, but she must have gone back to the room.
Please, we're gonna do a full...
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna yell, Alexandra, like I'm looking for her, so she knows that people are coming.
All right. Ma'am, we're gonna do a full passenger count once we've figured out what's going on, but please return to your room. What's your room number?
All right, I'll go, and I'll try to be stealthy with the oar thing, and so they don't take it from me. But if they see it,
you're trying to be stealthy with the stave, huh?
Yeah.
All right, make me a stealth roll.
No.
They didn't succeed either, so you managed to get away with it because they are very they're
focused.
Yeah, they have other things going on. So you heard her like saying that, but you don't, I mean, like very quickly after that, you hear several people coming.
Okay. Do I think that this thing is still alive? I want to like nudge it with my shoe.
So you're going to be in the room with the deep one.
Yes.
Okay. You nudge it with your shoe. Make me a luck roll.
Okay. 12 out of 47.
Yeah. It does not respond.
Okay. Do I think it's dead?
You have no idea.
All right.
I mean, it's not moving, and fish when they die move for a little bit, kind of, like, you don't know what's going on.
It's true.
You've never seen a fish get punched before.
Also true, but I do notice that its arm is missing. Is blood still oozing
True.
out of it?
There's a small trickle of blood still coming out of that. Yes.
Okay, but it's not like the kind.
It's
These are
not
things. These are things that I would.
arterial. It's not
Huh?
like arterial blood.
Yeah, because these are things that Alexandria would know that with arterial flow, as long as the heart is beating, it would still be spurting
Right.
out. So based on that, I'm going to assume it's dead, and I'm going to just take off as quickly as I can to not meet up with the other people.
So you're running sort of the direction they're not coming from.
Yeah.
Okay. So you will quickly get to the point where the three guys have stopped again, and they are staring at the other two fish bodies. And one of them is like, I don't know what to tell anybody about this. This seems to be where most of the water damage is. I can't figure it out. And they're very preoccupied. They don't notice you. You can like
Cool.
duck into the library and get past them and get to your room. No problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna like duck around them as best I can and get back to Joan.
Okay. So you get to your rooms, and about an hour later, each of you is visited by a crewman as they just do a full count. The two of you that are injured, are you going to try and hide your injuries at all? Or
Were we going to the medical bay?
Yeah, we're at the
Yeah.
doctor.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry. You three go to the doctor while they were doing that.
Yeah.
You three, the doctor is like way down in the bottom of the boat. So in a ship this size, down at the bottom, you feel the motion of the boat a lot more. At night, they turn up they're going faster to make up for time, and you feel that. Silvano, you're feeling a little queasy. Maybe you ate too much dinner. I don't know.
Maybe.
There's a nurse, a male nurse, and then a doctor on duty at night. And the male nurse is like, yes, can I help you? Oh my God.
I fell.
Something happened. I can't explain it, but I was thrown against the side, and I hurt on the inside, and there's this.
Yeah,
cut
when the
over-
water rushed into the hallway, we were in the library and the water just burst in and it like threw everybody everywhere.
Oh no. Oh my, I'm terribly sorry. Well, here, we'll get you guys in. That was the perfect story for it. Yeah. So you will each, oh wow. The doc is very good. You will each get 3 points back. And they will, the incident report is what you said, that the water came rushing into the library and you both got knocked around somehow, and how suspicious.
Doctor,
There are many questions about the scratch marks.
do you have
And
anything for nausea?
yes, yeah, I can give you some ginger helps a lot with that. You appear to have been bitten by a shark.
That's
How is
impossible.
that possible?
No.
Well, the water
Oh.
was waist deep. I mean, it is possible that something could be, floating around in there. I mean, we both, we're all wet, right? Like my hair's wet, everything. We both got like knocked against the wall and dragged
yeah.
under. Yeah.
No, that doesn't
You're
make
saying there's a
sense.
shark?
I smacked Silvano and like, oh, shut up. What are you doing? It doesn't make, of course it doesn't make sense. Who cares?
No, none of this makes sense.
No, it doesn't. None of it makes sense at all anymore.
Why? Well, I apologize. I'm gonna have to record these injuries. We're required to file them with the authorities after every voyage for anyone who's injured for insurance purposes.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So it'll be covered by insurance.
That's interesting. Which authority does it go to?
No, I was talking about the ship's insurance.
Okay.
We'll take care of your medical care here, but
thank you.
our insurance provider requires a full report of anyone that we give medical care to, as well as we are our cruise line is, and he'll give you a long description of how they're licensed out of Holland for
Okay.
some tax shelter reason, and so they have to
Got it. Okay.
stuff to the Danish government and blah blah blah. And so yeah, you guys will get back to your room much later. It's going to be, in fact, the doctors want to keep you in the medical bay for a night.
Yeah, Yosef's at 6 hit points right now, so he's going to stay. That's about, he's staying.
Okay.
So who was writing down what I was reading? Was nobody? Was I just reading to myself?
I was writing that down.
Yeah, Silvano.
Okay. Do they leave us alone, or?
I mean, the nurse is right outside. The doctor is taking care of the guys.
Okay. I'm just wondering where I can continue to read the book uninterrupted.
I mean, uninterrupted would be hard, but you could do it here.
Okay.
If we're all patched, are we all patched up for the most part, or?
Well, no, they want to keep you for longer.
Oh, there's just 2 of them. How close attention are they paying while they're doing their paperwork?
If you want to go, they'll say, they'll let you sign something that says, I give up all rights to sue the Royal Cunard Lines, and they'll say, fine, go.
Okay, and then I can come back tomorrow morning.
As long as you sign this, yes.
Yeah, is that what we want to do?
Sure.
I'm going to stay here.
Yeah,
I'm in a lot of pain.
Well, I need to write. My writing's very important to me.
Sir, you've been bitten apparently by a shark. Your writing is the least of your worries.
And I put my signature on it, and I...
Have a good day, sir. Breakfast is at 8.
Book.
So you guys are going to continue to study the book.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you'll, you get a few more hours in making. So Yusef, you're going to stay. You'll get another hit point for staying down in the med bay. When you both, Joan and Alexandra, are like watching to make sure when people come back, and it's very clear to you that Yusef does not return with the other 2, and the other and Silvano and Emma, like, kind of single-mindedly just head right into Emma's room.
Oh, we paid a price to read this book. We're reading it.
We're finishing it.
Before they go into her room, though, I wanted to ask them, do you think that Andre sicked these things on us, or did he know that they were coming and he pointed it at us?
Yeah,
it could be, or it could just be just like the other book.
Yes, that book.
And the fact that because I'm not reading it in a safe space, it knows where I am, and therefore I'm sure Andre's bathrobes has some magical warding on it, and that's why he hides it in there, smuggles it around in there.
What does the headdress have to say about it?
Yeah, well, I was tempted to go back to Andre and say, what did you do?
Or
did you know?
He's an idiot.
What?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
The headdress says he doesn't know what he's doing. But he has been able to do some things, obviously, or at least he thinks he has. He's been able to do some things.
I liked what Silvano said once and taught me. Even a broke clock is right twice a day.
Silvano, it's quoting you. Even a broke clock is right twice a day.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So
24-hour clock.
Well, I think we need to get this book back to them as soon as possible, so we can get it out of our
working on it. That's right.
We have to finish working with the book.
They're going to come for it again.
They're going to come again.
That's why we have to bar the door and get this over with.
How far am I into the book at this point?
So it's going to take weeks.
It's
going to take probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, I thought this was a smaller. Okay.
Yeah, I thought this was a smaller tome.
Yeah, but trying to translate and everything
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
I mean, there's a lot of like Emma reading a sentence in Latin, translating it, then Silvano writing a sentence in English.
I'm a pre-Vatican II, like I'm a pre-Vatican II Catholic.
Your
I can
Latin
read
is
Latin.
very good.
I've sat through a lot of Latin in my lifetime.
Well, I haven't written a lot of Latin in my lifetime, so
Well, no, but she's translating.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
but-
that's right. I'm not writing in Latin. That's
Right, you're writing in
Uh,
English.
I'm out
Translation
of
is a translation. Even if one person is doing translation, it's not a fun job. Doing
Yeah,
it
waiting for-
with someone else kind of makes it harder, actually.
Yeah.
It's actually really frustrating and getting annoying, actually.
So I
That
mean,
might
I'm
be an
worried.
episode
I'm
title.
worried. I'm worried
So
that they're going to
You want me
come
to do a
into
guard
our
shift, is
rooms.
what you're saying.
I'm worried about it. I'm worried they're going to come to our rooms, guys.
So do we take watches? Do we take shifts keeping watch to make sure that those things don't catch us in our sleep?
They
Yep.
won't
I think
come
they're-
tonight. They'll come tomorrow night, and they'll come.
Tomorrow.
I mean, you fought off 3 of them. They're going to come with more than 3.
We're just keeping it for tonight, though. We just have it for the night, right?
I mean,
He
you guys
didn't
in
give us
books
a
have a
time.
long history of
Mhm.
extending your book loaning periods.
Our due dates just keep getting a little further out.
So the headdress is telling me that they'll come back and come back and come back, and probably bring more because we not be able to punch the fish.
We're in their territory.
But not tonight. 'Cause I
Okay.
could actually use some sleep.
Yeah, I suggest that we give the book back if they're and let them know what's happening.
Or don't.
No, we should.
No, because we could get in trouble
and
too.
also, well, anyhow, we'll talk to him tomorrow morning.
Can I bring up a topic here to discuss?
Yes.
Book or no book, who's concerned about this guy actually doing something harmful to the Duchess? I mean, we all don't like her, but that doesn't mean that we
Agreed.
should let Andre, the weird robed Spanish man, kill her.
No, and what he was talking about and how hesitant he was about the subject of price. He's not just planning to, make her silent for a couple of hours as a joke. He's doing something more permanent, and I'm not all right with that. I don't like her, but
Precisely.
she's also not someone that I particularly want to see dead.
So should we
Well,
confront
he's
him?
not trying to kill her.
Not
Here's a
Well, he's
here's
not
a
trying
thought.
to.
Exactly. And again, if he's not, and again, he didn't seem to be. So hang on, let me just back it up a second. Here's a thought.
Yeah.
Were the fish people actually evil? Or are we the ones who are evil because we've taken something from them that potentially
Or
rightfully
just
belongs to them?
misunderstood.
Exactly.
It's a question for the ages. Philosophers have long been discussing: are the fish people evil, or is it us?
Has anyone described to me approximately what happened?
Yes. No,
Okay.
we talked about what happened and how they appeared and how
held a
we
knife
started
to
steering.
Silvano's
Yes.
throat. 'cause
Silvano
that's-
doesn't want to
really
hear what
want to
happened.
What?
No, they were.
No,
they were in the
this is
hospital
before.
ward.
This
We
is
were
before.
talking before.
This is before. Yes. No, I told you what's happened, and that's why you were saying, yeah, we need to find out if that fish is really dead or not.
Most things that have reasonably good intentions don't tend to come in and grab a hostage and hold a knife to their throat for a possession.
Yeah, they didn't really try to negotiate at all. They just basically said, "Give it now, or we'll kill him." Basically.
So
that-
we
now-
have.
You mean
that
like
said-
you mean like most good people who steal things from other people?
So we also
Sorry,
have been
said I'm
a
good
There,
at all.
you're not there. This is just Joan and
Sorry,
Alexander.
which conversation were we having? The one before, or the one where I'm bringing up the fact that
Hey,
should we
now-
give it back? To
No,
the fish?
No, that was a retcon.
We previously had that
Yeah.
conversation,
Yes.
and now I'm saying to Emma, I mean, I don't think that we're good. I don't think they're good.
Emma,
Mhm.
you're reading a book about the creation of the fish people because they worshipped dark gods.
Yeah.
And then they paid a huge price for that. So no, they don't deserve to have the book
Is
with the
Is that the
darkest
right
of
in-
magics.
is that the right interpretation? Because the fish people weren't Atlanteans, from what I understood.
I mean, are they?
They,
I don't know.
You're gonna
That's
need
the
to read
question.
more to the book, I guess.
And
Yeah.
they use the blackest of magics, and then they paid a price for that.
Are there any pictures in the book?
I mean, being turned into a fish person when your entire civilization is sunk seems like an enormous price to pay to me.
Ooh. I don't know. We're at the question of what is the right answer, because Andre, the creepy robe guy, is not exactly the most savory character either. You know, giving
Agreed.
it back to him is not a great choice. And not only that, too, who knows? It could be somebody else in that bathrobe.
It could be somebody else in that bathrobe.
Wow, I don't even want to unpack that sentence. Okay, here's a question, and I'm going to direct it at the headdress as well, Joan. Can this thing be burned and just removed?
Why
No.
would you destroy this book?
He wants to know why we want to destroy it.
Because we don't want Andre to have it. It's probably not a good idea for the fish people to have it. I don't want us to have it,
His
especially if
book,
it's going
though.
to have, huh?
If we steal it, we're no better than the fish people.
Or Andre. I mean, obviously, this doesn't belong to Andre to begin with.
Exactly.
No, he bought it.
He bought it from a
Bought it.
vendor.
It's legally his.
Yes,
Unless it's stolen property, and then it goes back to the individual who's rightfully owned it to begin with.
It's not
You
stolen
can't legally
property.
own stolen
It's
property.
a translation. It's a Latin translation of the original book. It's not the original book.
that he received from London and a rare book publisher at great cost, who says that the rare book publisher purchased it legally, who says that
I wonder
publisher
if
can
they
buy
were
it.
part of the Carlisle group or whatever it is.
Bing, bing, bing,
Penhue
bing.
Foundation.
Yeah,
Penhue
that's it, the
Foundation.
Penhue Foundation, not Carlisle Industries.
I just think that this is the sort of thing that is only trouble. I don't know what we can get out of it, and if we can make it so that no one has it, that might be best. But
I
that's
think
my
I'd
one-
like to talk with Andre.
So would I.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I
invite
think
Andre in.
your definition of talk and my definition of talk, one of them is less sharp than the other.
There will be discussion before I
quite
make
late.
a decision.
But you
Yeah.
could,
So so in the morning, do we want to invite him to breakfast?
Do we tell him what happened?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
He
Then-
should
Because-
know. We should make sure he knows of the dangers.
Then yeah, I think we should wait till the
and
morning.
find out if he knew about the dangers, maybe.
If he
Yeah.
knew about the dangers, he and I are going to have a sharp conversation. Otherwise,
He did.
If he knew, we're going to have a very different kind of conversation. If
I
not,
mean, I suspect he did when he shot that look at what's his name? Sven.
Stan,
Dan,
What's his name?
Oh, that was
Stanley.
the
Stan-
squishy one.
Stanley.
That they were gonna
That's it.
take.
No, I suspected when he threw that look that he was using Stanley as his battery.
Could be.
He let you guys have that book really easily.
you're
Well-
not here.
Rest up and get better.
I was like,
all right.
we hear the ghost of
Yeah.
Yosef.
You know what Yusef would say in a time like this?
Mm.
So that night you get a little rest and you invite Andre to breakfast. You're in the lovely main dining hall of the ship, and Stanley comes with him. And Stanley's very excited. Oh, it's so good to see you all again. It's wonderful. Oh, hey, are you okay? You got scratches.
Oh, they're bites actually.
What bit you?
That's that's
Fishman?
should we go get some food? Stanley, do you want to come with me to the buffet and get some food?
Oh yeah, they have waffles.
Yes, let's go and get some
We
food,
don't
you
have
and I.
waffles in Lutonia.
Oh, you tell me more.
and
All
so
right.
mhm.
Andre will, keep sitting there like sipping his little espresso.
So Andre, have
Did you
mermen
unlock the
ever
secrets of the
come?
book?
Hmm?
Did you unlock the secrets of the book?
No, fishmen attacked us.
Fishmen attacked you?
Yeah, I open up, show the.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that hasn't ever apparently. Did Joan say out loud that we were in their territory, or did that book only say?
Yeah,
the
she
headdress say
wrote.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, apparently we are in the territory of the Atlanteans, and they want the book back violently.
Very violently.
Oh no, this is the price.
Well, I think this is just pissed off fishmen, but I mean, in casting magic, I've learned to tell the difference between magical prices and then just cultists who are crazy and coming after you. Those cultists, they come regardless.
The word fishman is getting used a lot in the quotes of the game here. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I did not. If I'd known that this would happen, I wouldn't have given you the book. I'm so sorry. We must destroy this.
Oh my-
Okay. I was
Oh,
hoping you were
really
going to say that you knew of protective magics that would headdress. I look at Joan. Protective magics to
She's off with
hide away.
she's a distracting Stanley.
Oh,
Yep.
and I did a very loud
Yeah.
headdress. Look over, nothing. Okay.
I mean, this is evil. We must destroy it. If these fish men are going to
Deep
come
ones,
after
Atlanteans. If that's easier for you to.
Did you talk to them? You know,
Did we
later
talk to them?
in the book,
They
there's
said
some
something.
translation of Atlantean.
Of course there is.
I speak a little, but it's quite hard. You have to gargle for part of it.
Can Emma imitate anything that they said?
Yeah.
I'd
What's
like
the
to
role
hear
for
try.
Yeah. Hang on.
Here comes some ASMR.
Was that do it?
Your Atlantean is perfect.
Love you, Amy. That was amazing.
I can't believe they wanted the book.
Yes. And then they cast a spell that flooded the ship last night.
Oh no. I mean, why don't we throw the book overboard?
Because then they'll have it.
Then they'll have
Good. We won't. They won't come after us. I don't want to die.
But if they're
Well, you won't die. You don't have the book right now. Well, I mean, you're around the book right now. So if they would attack right now.
Okay, you guys can keep the book. My name's not Andre. My name is Joseph Feinstein. I'm a grifter. I'm from New York. This guy's just got a lot of money, and I'm fine with that. But I don't want to die from fishmen. So
all right, Joseph.
throw the book overboard.
Who gave you the book?
I got it from some guy who in London. He mailed it to me, and I got it here in Kenya. We were on safari. I took Doughboy on safari. I call him Doughboy because he's rich, but he's also really kind of.
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
Double entendre.
Yeah, you get it.
Where did the
Grifting.
request for the book come from?
Yes, why did you request this book?
All right, the only reason that Doughboy would be with me is because he thought I had some sort of magic power. And he was really obsessed with this Duchess woman, who I've only met once.
Speaking of
He's
whom,
convinced that this woman is on every boat. I think he's crazy.
So you've never cast anything from this book.
Nobody can cast. What? No, people don't cast things.
Oh, yes, they do.
I don't speak Atlantean. There's no such thing.
Oh, this could have killed you.
I don't want to die.
all right.
I'm going to run over to Joan with the
All right.
book.
All right. Yeah.
Joan, you need to talk to the headdress and find a way to mask this book from the Atlanteans.
I mean,
You're also muted.
no, she's just smugly looking at you.
Okay.
I mean, look, we're in the water. You can't hide things from Atlanteans in the water. This is their realm.
Yeah, we're in their realm. We're in their realm. We can't hide it.
Well, you're going to need to learn ways to mask us eventually anyways. Learn it anyways? Ask the headdress.
Well, yeah, the headdress did say something about being able to mask the other book.
Mm-hmm.
If you have possession of the book, I can make it so they possibly won't know it's here.
If I have
If we're on
possession,
land, we've got no problems. But on sea, it's difficult even for me.
all right.
I
Well, it's
hand Joan
difficult,
the
but we
book.
could do it. Yeah. So, June, they hand me the book. So, okay, I've got the book.
Okay.
So something's better than nothing. How much longer is this?
You guys, we should go. Let's have breakfast. Let's go back for breakfast because there's one other thing that we might be able
I got
to do.
my waffles.
Let's go
You
eat some
want a waffle?
breakfast. Yeah, let's go
want
eat
a waffle.
waffles.
I desperately want a waffle right now.
Let's go
I
have
had
some
the
breakfast.
runs this morning like you wouldn't believe.
Before they
while
get
they're
back,
gone.
I want to look at Joseph and be like, give us back the brooch.
It's in the room.
Then you get that to us so we can get the Duchess off of our ass.
Okay. But don't tell Stan anything.
Fine.
And are fishmen gonna kill me?
Not if you don't have that book.
Like, keep the
Hopefully.
damn book. Keep the damn book. I'll bring you the brooch today.
Thank you.
Like as he sees Stan, he like
Thought I recognized one of my kind.
I'm afraid, Stanley, that your friends have no wish to carry through with this ritual. And thus, I will be turning the brooch over to them. They will be keeping the book and the brooch. Without the book, I am unable to perform the ritual. But they have told me that they will send me a translated copy that I may be able to use at a future point. Far in the future, Stanley. Very far in the future. Until then, perhaps we should travel more on land.
It could take decades in the worst case scenario, but we'll do our best.
Oh, no! Well, you know, I've always wanted to go to India.
Excellent.
Yes, Stanley, there is great mystical power in India. We can learn the secrets of the Maharajas.
That sounds exciting.
Yes.
That sounds like an adventure.
Come, Stanley. Let us go back to the room. But I've got the waffle. You can bring it, Stanley. And they will go, and sure enough, later that afternoon, Joseph Feinstein will show up at Alexandra's room, and he'll like go, all right, here's the damn brooch.
Thank you. Good luck with your friend.
Thanks. Oh man, this is the hardest meal ticket I've ever had.
No, I understand.
So he will head back, and that is the last you will see of Joe. They will in about 2 weeks the boat reaches Bombay, and they get off in Bombay. Stan sends you on the last night. Stan sends you a magnum of champagne and thanks you profusely for all you've done. Yeah, that is the last you'll see of them. So you have everybody who's damaged will get fully healed.
And I wanted to get the brooch back to the Duchess.
Yes.
We're going to deal with that in a minute.
Yes.
Oh, goody.
Yes.
I have
Much better.
I need to drink some water before I do the Duchess.
Yeah. No,
and warn your neighbor.
I got to be there. I got to be there for this. I want to be there for this.
Like, what the
Put
hell?
the hat on. Don't forget the hat.
No, I want to be there for this. I got to do
But
this.
so yeah, everybody will be fully healed. And yeah, you all decide as a group.
Whoa, we do? No.
Does anyone want to avoid the Duchess?
Like the plague?
No. You've got to go to show her. You've got to show her.
No.
Okay. All right.
I've got to get back to working on the ritual.
All right.
Anyone who would like to come while I return the trinket to the scary loud lady is welcome.
The headdress will say that every moment the book is not in your possession is a chance that the Atlanteans will detect it.
I'm not taking that book. I'm working on the ritual that I was telling you about before.
Great,
so there's
no
no
problem.
confusion.
Yeah, that's great. No problem.
Here we go. It's quite fetching on you.
I don't even know how, is that right? I don't know if that's right.
I think that's right.
So yeah, you oh wait, hold on first. You go and Tidwell opens the door. Yes.
I would like to speak with her Grace. We have retrieved something of hers.
Very well. I shall inform her Grace. You may wait in the sitting room.
Thank you kindly.
Which is the dining room table. So you don't hear Tidwell's side of the conversation, but you hear an unmistakable voice like, "Oh, splendid! Ah, yes, I shall be right down. Tidwell, Bertram, assist me in my accoutrements."
She called him the right name. I'm so happy.
I know, I was shocked.
There's now 20 minutes of grunting and groaning.
Yeah.
And then Bertram comes down first, looking very out of breath. And then following behind is once again putting a hurt on the stairs is the Duchess. Oh, my wonderful friends! You have done me such a service. I understand that you have returned my brooch.
Stand up, sweep her the appropriate curtsy, and then offer her the brooch.
She takes your hand, which disappears in her hand, and then takes her other hand over it and clasps it uncomfortably hard. You have no sense of what this means to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. She takes the brooch. Bertram, look, it's me and the Queen. Yes, dear. Oh, tell me, how can I repay this immeasurable favor?
I'm gonna look at Emma. Suggestions?
Well, then I guess we'll just call it even.
No.
Your kind consideration, Your Grace, is all the thanks I could ever wish for.
Oh, that is true. Tell me, how did it go? Did the German give you any trouble?
No trouble at all.
I see. Was there violence?
Only a little.
I certainly hope you gave that German a stern talking to.
Oh, of course.
And that I will not be troubled by him again.
No, they will. The German will leave you quite alone.
Oh, well, if only I had met you lot earlier. You could have helped me with so many other problems. You are quite useful in a rather peasanty sort of way.
Just yep, used to that. Been around nobility. They're all like this.
Missed opportunity for plebeian.
Oh, you did.
That's too big a word for her.
So the only other thing that I would say to her is that, if for instance we have another outing, if I needed to, I like to acquire relics and things, maybe I could acquire something for you and you could pay us at some point. Would that be fun?
I would not have the first idea what sort of relic you mean. Do you mean like that garish piece of jewelry on your head?
Oh, something like that, perhaps.
What did she call me? I really think you should take that off.
Oh no. Garish, he's not garish. It's a very nice accoutrement.
One should never gender one's jewelry. It's a tragic error I made once. I had a signet ring that I referred to as after my third cousin, Beatrice. I called it her all the time, and I had the most inconvenient misunderstanding with a vicar when I told him how much I loved Beatrice.
I see that. Thank you.
I was nearly banished from the flock. The Church of England does not stand for that sort of thing.
No.
And frankly, neither do I. It's unseemly. And Beatrice is a horrible woman.
Oh.
Are you still here?
I just bow and get out. Thank
Yeah.
God. It's time
Thank
to
you.
go.
You're great.
Thank you.
As you leave,
Not
you
even
hear
a tea.
Bertram saying like, "Well, they seemed nice." Did they? No, I don't think so. Count the silverware, Fidwell. And the Duchess leaves our stage again.
For the moment.
Mhm.
And so I think now, just to remind everybody, as soon as this episode is over, which is presently, we're going to do a Q&A with our members. We're going to take questions from the chat. One of the questions that we just got is, what would happen if the headdress was on the Duchess? That would be the second world end of this of this scenario.
And
But
I don't want to come back to that world. Thanks, but no thanks.
it would be a very loud world. But when we next week's episode is going to be a little different. We're actually bringing back the Lesser Dane Society, the B team, and Donald, and they are going to try and clean up the mess in Egypt that was left there. So they will be dealing with Nitocris and who knows what else in there. There will probably be more explosives than usual and more shooting than usual. It's been a while since Donald has been able to shoot anything.
Sounds good. Let's bring it. It's time.
There will be
rather a while.
who knows what sort of thing.
One.
And yes, we are doing our darndest to make sure that Nick has a mustache in his undisclosed location. that is a must for us. So thanks everybody. This was fun. Just as a bit of artifice, we're going to sort of end this show and then start the next show. But it was great. Our quotes this time are Emma needs some help, which really phrasing. When I say weird, I mean terrible. My current, I think, leader, I'm hungry and I don't speak Latin. That's a good one. I enjoyed not the barfy guy. The boat is sinking. No, that's the fish water guy.
Yeah.
My second choice for the episode title, I hurt on the inside. And Emma in a nutshell, it's really annoying and getting frustrating. Another great quote that would cause us some YouTube trouble. It could be somebody else in that bathrobe. If we steal it, we're no better than the fish people. And then again, I think this is just pissed off fishmen. I don't know. I'm leaning towards I'm hungry and I don't speak Latin, but I
really like a pissed off fishman, but I don't know if we can put that in a title.
pissed off fishman has a nice connection to it. Yeah. But I don't know. I heard on the inside might be better for the next episode. I don't know. We'll so those are the quotes. So stick around for the Q&A, which is going to start shortly. Thanks everybody for playing. It was good to play with you guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget Monday, Carbon 2187 Carbon 2185. I'm adding to it. I'll be there. Emma's going to be playing. Some version of Mitch McTortle will be there. It's going to be a good time will be had by most.
I get to
and
play a barbarian with a shotgun again. I can't
There we
wait.
Tuesday, now I'm going to look up the shotgun rules, and I'm going to.
I made sure they're right now. Damn it.
Tuesday, we've got the Chaos Agents doing that thing they do so poorly. And then Saturday, we're back here for more Call of Cthulhu. So for now, thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. But right now, we're going to start answering your questions. And now for the artifice of starting the show. Welcome. This is a Q&A with we've got the cast of the Great Dane Society. We've got Emma, we've got Alexandra, we've got Joan, we've got Silvano, and we've got Youssef. We've got questions. Chat, if you have questions on Twitch, you can toss them in here. We also had some questions on the Discord, and I want to start with one of the questions on the Discord, and I want to give proper attribution here because, if I'd had it open earlier, that would have. The question is from 42. Do you guys think that what was your prior experience with Call of Cthulhu, and do you think, to the extent you've experienced it, it's better as a one-shot or a campaign? So Joan, why don't you start us off, Julie?
Yeah. Campaign, definitely. I like being able to keep on working with the same kind of characters and seeing how they evolve rather than just trying to go in and get out.
And what have you played before this?
I've played things that are near to it, but not any of the specifics.
Tiana?
Yeah, all of my Call of Cthulhu experience has been with this channel. So my very first experience was with the Chaos Agents and the incredibly chaotic one shot that we did. And having had the experience of the difference between the one shot and the campaigns, I think it depends on what kind of a game you're here for, because the one shots were chaotic and brutal and a lot of fun because you didn't have to worry quite as much about lasting consequences. And so you could have situations where your character's skull got crushed in by the skull of Quadruple Dick. But I really do enjoy the campaign and figuring out, where are the lines drawn for this particular character? Like where does her morality butt up against the, maw of existential horror? So it's interesting to play with. I enjoy it quite a lot. Campaign is better as far as not having to think constantly about new characters. But one shots are definitely a lot of fun with the chaos.
Yeah. Amy, what do you think? You've had experience both ways, I think.
Yep. So Ezra and Nick and myself, plus Thomas, we played Murder on the Orient Express, and I forgot how long that took. That took months to finish, if not a year.
It took, I think we played that for more than a year.
Yeah. And then I've played a bunch of one shots. I've played Pulp Cthulhu. And I think each has its own nature to it. Like I enjoy Pulp just for the fact that and again, it's in some respects metagaming. It's how much do you like this character? How much do you want to conserve them? How much can you conserve them? Versus when you're doing a one shot, the luck be damned. Can I spend all my luck? You know what I mean? Can I get to 0 by the end of this because this character, bye. And going through the campaign, you also understand that you don't become emotionally attached to any of your characters because you will have characters. That's why I named them all Emma, so I don't forget who they are.
There, that's your Easter egg from this talk. You now know why every Amy character is named Emma.
Yeah, because I forget their names. If somebody says, if it doesn't come up with Emma, I'm like, what? Oh, that's me. Okay, what?
One of the, not to go out of order here, but one of the questions from chat is, when someone calls out Emma on the street, does Amy respond to it?
A little bit. The other day, my mother told me, she's like, why the fuck did I just name you that? I was like, good call. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. Tom, what is you've had some outside experience with Call of Cthulhu.
So it really depends on, like I said, the outside experience. So I'll back up. we were originally playing World of Darkness, White Wolf stories, where all of us were playing these amazingly powerful, influential characters. And then we would use Call of Cthulhu as the break from that. So we're now mortals who are very easy to kill, know nothing about the world, have no power whatsoever, going up against these awful, horrible things we do not understand. And we would all, for the most part, get killed or going crazy in a single night. It was, bad stuff happened, and that was Call of Cthulhu. Then we go back to the original game where we're these, 100, 200-year-old horrible creatures that, doing World of Darkness, whatever. So I also have one other experience with this game more recently where we had a campaign where nobody died or went insane until finally my character rolled a 0-0, like 14 episodes in, and blew himself up. That was the only character death in the entire campaign. After a year and a half of us doing these investigations where just no terrible mythos happened. It was, strange little things, but it wasn't the horror that I was used to from my college years of Call of Cthulhu. So it's entirely on the keeper, the setting, the party, the players, whatnot.
Nick?
Yeah, the first one I played was actually before I did the campaign with you and Amy. And it was definitely like way more intense doing a one shot. One of the characters was just making horrible decisions, and finally the DM was like, "Step outside the room with me." And then he didn't come back, and then like a couple minutes later, he described us coming across this body and us putting together like, oh, this was the other character. He doesn't look anything like the body.
And then Nick froze. Oh, then everyone froze.
Oh, it's the interwebs.
Did we just lose everybody? Babe, are
I'm
you
still there.
Yeah,
Getting
I hear you
anything?
now.
Yep.
Was it just a hiccup?
Just Ezra's videos kind of slow down.
Oh, if it's just
Cool.
Ezra, then I'm going to keep talking.
Yep.
But yeah, the one shot was way more intense. It had us like crawling out with barely our lives as we were facing this just evil we stood no chance against, and it was definitely awesome in its own right. And but doing the campaign with Ezra, like there was definitely time to build up the like, oh my god, I don't want to lose this character. I love this character. And then Ezra shreds him into little pieces.
How many characters did you have? Because I remember the drunk Canadian.
That was the second one. The first
Who was
one
the first
was
one?
the first one was your first, Emma's. I don't know if they were colleagues, but they worked at the same college, and he was the one that took all the pills.
That's right. And you guys used to go to the doctor's office and steal medication, and then you drugged up a bunch of Doberman
Whoa.
pinchers with some meat so that
No,
we could
we
break
bribed
What the
them.
hell?
We bribed them for the medication. We never stole
Oh,
it.
man.
We weren't criminals in that sense. But yeah, it's what kind of experience you want to get. They're both great, but that's mine. And I can't hear Ezra.
Ezra's on mute.
audio. Yep.
all sorts of exciting is happening. That
My
first Orient
goodness.
Express campaign that's the best campaign I've ever run. That was so much fun, and it just happened to work out with the time shift thing, and it made so much sense. It was that was I prefer the campaign as a keeper because I think you have a chance to tell longer term stories, and I'll be quite honest that a lot of what happens in campaigns is just I made something up over here and it happens to kind of ripple down here and then come back, and that you guys reincorporate so much that it's really easy to do that. And you don't really get that in one shots. In one shots, everybody's kind of, I'm going to get my stuff in and then let's get the heck out. And so I prefer that. We've got a lot of questions from chat here. This one I really like, and it's to everyone, and it's from King Shikamaru, and it's, do you prefer being a player or being a DM? And I'll start. I almost never play anymore. I rarely will play in games. other than apparently Carbon 2185. I much prefer being a GM just because it suits my play style more. Tom, what about you?
I also prefer being a GM, storyteller, keeper, DM, whatever it might be, which is I spent most of my role-playing career doing that, and I'd occasionally kind of play in somebody else's game. So, but this is I enjoy this as well, but I think my take is always like about the story is more important than the character, at least for me. So I don't mind taking a back seat. I like watching other people who are better actors and have more interesting stories than me do their thing. So that's my bent.
I'm just here for bad accents. That's mine. Amy,
I
now
got
that you've
that for
gotten
you.
a taste, now that you've gotten that taste, playing or GMing?
That's the hard part, is that playing, you can actually be really kind of lazy. And the fact that you're, like Tom said, not everything is about you. So you can just sit there and be like, I'm just going to enjoy this for a while and not have to think about everything. I did actually really enjoy coming up with the escape room, just because I'm like, so little of it is done on this channel that I was like, how can I mess with somebody today? Is kind of the answer, where I'm like, how can I give somebody something that is completely different than what they see every day? The problem is, how do you do that every week where you just like don't come into the same, we talk about some stuff, we fight some stuff, we talk about shit, we fight, we fight some stuff, we argue a little bit, we fight some stuff. And so that is, I think,
there's more arguing, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah. How do you stop role playing from becoming that? So I don't really necessarily want to have to be responsible for that, but I am creating my fantasy island.
Excellent.
It's a hellscape.
Of course
It's
it
a
is.
hellscape. Is
Anything-
But
Mr.
you've
Rourke
got a
there?
pretty
Can I be
length.
Mr. Rourke on your fantasy island?
You could be, as long as you get tattoo. So whoever's gonna be your tattoo, if Rachel's gonna be your tattoo and you get this guy sit side by side and she wears a little bowl haircut and a mustache, we're good. You're in.
I have wigs.
It's in play. That's all I'm gonna say.
Everything's an option.
Julie, what about you? Do you prefer playing or GMing?
Oh, I totally prefer playing. I like being the character. I don't dig super deep like some people like, I'm the third scion of the 15th, no, I did, but I like playing characters. I like accents too. I'm going to have to do some more.
I believe we've ruled out the backstory discussion, but due to advice from legal counsel, the backstory discussion is not. Nick, what about you?
Definitely playing, because I'm a lousy GM, so I don't want to expose people to that anymore.
I do. Tiana?
I'm really between the two of them, honestly. And this is definitely one of those, don't go to the elves for answers. They say both no and yes. I like both of them. And I like both of them for very different reasons. I love playing because I get to dig deep into one character and really experience the story through their lens and their experiences and everything that they are currently going through and how it relates to who they are and how it changes them on the journey. I like taking that journey with a character, but I also really like telling stories. And while the 9-shot was certainly very chaotic, I would do it all again because it was so much fun. Yeah. Because I never knew what was going to happen. And so I was just like, they're going to throw X, Y, and Z at me. Cool. Where do I go with it from here? How do I yes and this? How do I make this even more absurd? How do I one up Amy? Which
when Nick and I are talking about bacon weave baskets filled with cheddar cheese for dumping biscuits, I don't know, because honestly,
and I will honestly just sit back and let you do it because it's so absurd and so much fun. And that's one of the things that I enjoy about GMing. As little as I have, I'm getting ready to do a campaign with my international home group, and I'm going to be running my own campaign that no one else has written. I've created this, and I'm just like, this is terrifying. I don't know how anyone does this, but I'm also really excited because just in talking to the 5 players, they've already changed how the story is being told because they come at it from so many different perspectives. And I'm just like, ooh, that's a cool idea. Let's pull that in. So the short answer is I like both of them, very different reasons.
So we sort of answered part of this question, but I actually like this next part. Malcolm X Cav wants to know for the GMs, and we've all been a GM at some point here, to various levels. But what do you think is the biggest challenge about GMing? Amy, you're the most recent GM. Oh no, actually Tiana's the most recent GM here. So
I think that the biggest challenge as a new GM is not over preparing and sitting back and being able to be like, yes, I have an idea of where the story is going to go, but it's not my story. So I need to be able to be flexible enough to go with where they're going. It's something that I've been learning from you, Ezra, is very much, this is where I think they might go, but let's see what happens. So the biggest challenge for me, because I have anxiety, so I overthink things all of the time, and not over preparing and working myself into a lather is a huge challenge for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've told this story ad nauseum, so I won't go into it that much. But in terms of the over preparing thing, I'm the opposite. Like I'll let's see if this will read here. I basically do 3 bullet points for every. These are the.
Wait, what did we miss? What did we mess up? Read back.
There was the dragon horde. I basically have 3 bullet points that I spend more time writing quotes from the game than I do actually coming up with what's going to happen. Because for me, GMing is totally improvisational. It's totally, that's why I was joking. There was a poor guy in the chat early on who's running Masks of Nyarlothotep, and he's like, where are they? What are they doing? And I don't, one of the reasons that I run sort of printed modules is that then I have that skeleton of a story that is always the North Star that I can go back to. And because of that, I can go all sorts of crazy places. And then when it's not working, I can come back to that story, and so that gives me, it means that I can play to my strengths. And I mean, world building is just not a strength of mine, and so when I look at what I can do, I can take individual scenes, and I think that I'm good at listening to the players and kind of giving them the game they want. And that's hard to do as a GM because you have to give up a lot of yourself. There's a lot of, somebody was saying it, that they're like, I want to be a GM because I love telling stories. And yes, but we're all telling the story. And honestly, I'm telling the least part of the story. I'm taking what you say and making that the story, and that's many people struggle with that because either, like one of the reasons I don't run D&D so much is that mechanics and rules and even worse, people who know the rules are there, and that's why they're playing the game. And that's never why I'm playing the game. I'm never playing the game to know like exactly how far away I am from that guy over there so that I can, use my double strike ability with whatever BS you can do. No, I'm there for the big sweeping kind of story arcs and cinematic stuff. And in my opinion, I think that the more you get bogged down in mechanics and that sort of, and the rules of the game, the less you're focusing on the story and the characters. Amy, you're the second most recent GM. What's the hardest part for GMing for you?
That the fact that you feel like an imposter, because I have all of these monsters open, and I at some point like not cheated, but just sort of made up a lot of stuff.
Of course,
where Joan didn't get poisoned, even though she should have. The witches should have been 3. I only made them. There was a lot of stuff where Thomas is like, it should do this too. And I'm just like, whatever, just whatever.
And that's the right answer.
Yeah, because with my story, you had like, and again too, you have to hit certain points at certain times in order to get to a certain place. And regardless of what happened, I had scenarios to get you into the next, into your next scene essentially, and then into your next scene. So if things were stuck, I'm like, and then this thing happens. And regardless of what you think you're going to do, this is going to happen to get us into the next scene. So you can do all the things that you want in this playground, but at 9:35, the Kraken's going to come and flip the boat.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
great.
Warren. Yeah, and Warren's like, I get this and I get that. I'm like, great, whatever, doesn't matter. Flip the boat.
And I mean that propulsion, that kind of, that is, that pacing is super, and it's different for a one shot than a campaign. That's a thing. Nick, what about you? What is the hardest part for you of GMing?
Oh,
You
geez.
run your homebrew system, right?
Oh, that was I gave up on. No, I got sidetracked with doing other things. For me, it was, I kept thinking, at first I was doing like kind of intricate plots and leaving like semi-subtle messages, which were just completely ignored. And then the players just had nowhere to go. And then I was like, okay, instead I'm going to be obvious with which way you should go. And they'd look at some little subtle thing and be like, this is a threat over here. And it's like, I have to stop planning. Like, I can't just like, whatever, whichever way you guys are going to go, I give up. I cannot communicate any sort of direction. I have no herding abilities. So for me, that's the...
Yeah, there's a Zen sort of letting go that is required to GM, I think, that is like, I've got this story that I want to tell, but you're going to shatter it into pieces. Okay, let's see where we go.
And then like one more thing that I think absolutely killed it for me is managing like party splits and making sure to give people time, and then how do you control which information, which is partly dependent on the players, but that was pretty brutal for me for figuring out how to do that and managing that.
Yeah, as a GM, camera time is super important, and in a campaign you can kind of make up for it, where like Tom doesn't have as big an episode, but he's got something coming up, whereas in a one shot, or if you're at a con, you really have to, as a GM, have a clock in your head that's like, okay, Amy's talking a lot. Tiana, let's get something over here, and figuring out how to do that artfully and not being a jerk, which is not one of my skills. But Julie, what about you? What's the hardest part of GMing?
For me, it's all the different styles of players. Some people, like you're saying, some people are very rules oriented and they want to roll and they want to do this exact little thing. And some people are all kind of like, I don't know, and then the min-maxers and all. I don't want to deal with all that. So I don't do a lot of GMing. I have friends who are way into that. So I'm much happier playing.
Tom, what's the hardest part of being a GM for you?
There's this kind of fine line you have to walk between putting the story on rails and basically just forcing your characters, which nobody wants to do and you don't want to do, or just sandboxing it, just letting them do what they want to do. There's some in the middle where you have to find it. And there's times, for example, there was one story I was telling where I had a bad guy get away, and I knew how he got away and how the players would just never be able to find him, because I want to bring him back. I want to bring him back later. That's one of those storyteller things. Like, I want this guy to come back and down the road and cause trouble. So he's getting away, but the players wanted to get him right then and there tonight. We're tracking him down, and no matter what they did, they weren't going to find him. But we spent so much time with them trying everything they could think of to track this guy down, because that's what they wanted. That was their one mission, was get this guy, and they were going to get the guy. And it was an interesting kind of butting of heads between, that's what they wanted, but I didn't want that. I want them to do something else. How do I steer them over to let it go? We have another story to tell, when they didn't want the other story. They want to get this guy. So
yeah, that's really hard. And that's interesting, because I would just, my first response would be to just let them get him, and then I'll figure out something else. But, that is the hard part of that, is like, if you've got a story you really want to tell, it can be a challenge to like not put it on rails and be like, no, we're doing this. The fishmen have to get the book, that sort of thing. No, Joan's going to punch out a fish guy. Who knew? I rolled
100 though.
So we're getting towards the end. So I want to, I really like this question. So let's see, I want to give credit, but the chat has already passed by. It was...
We lost Amy.
Yeah.
It was...
There was one I was hoping we were going to get to.
So Malcolm XCav asked, what's your favorite system to run, to play, whatever? I'll start, because my answer is the same either way. It's Paranoia. I love Paranoia. Paranoia is a insane game where you are all clones in a world that is run by a ridiculous paranoid computer. And
There it is.
and there's Amy back. So so Paranoia is my answer, either to GM or like that would be a game I'd play. I'd play in a Paranoia game. Tom, what's your favorite system?
It's difficult. I mean, I've got the most experience with the White Wolf storytelling systems, so I feel like they're my favorite because I can just do them, and there's so much background information. But really, lately, there's been so many good, what do you call them? Kind of diceless systems. I mean,
Story games.
Fiasco is a great example, and 10 Candles, and so many of these story games that are coming out in the last 5 years. I really actually prefer those lately. So where everyone gets more of an opportunity to be the storyteller, the keeper, it's more creative. I enjoy those a lot more than other games I've played lately.
Nick, what about you? What's your favorite system?
I don't think I have one. Yeah, I mean, I like the one for Legend of the Five Rings back in the day. That was nice, but like I don't actually care that strongly about it. I think the dice rolling is probably the least interesting part of the game to me.
Yes. Amy, what's your favorite system?
Yeah. I agree with Nick. It kind of doesn't matter because when I go to cons and play different systems, I sort of forget the rules right there because we're about problem solving at the table, and whatever the GM says, roll this and do that. Okay, what's the number? Great, moving on. Like to
I'm
me, the dice
remembering that
rolling is
Champions game we played at Gen Con.
yeah, whatever.
So Tiana, your favorite system?
So I'm very new to tabletop role-playing games. I'm going to preface everything that I say with saying I've only been playing tabletop role-playing games for about 3 years, slightly less than actually. And I've only played D&D 5e, Call of Cthulhu, and Mutants and Masterminds. Mutants and Masterminds took a really long time to get my head around, but I enjoyed it once I did. But my favorite system by far and away is D&D 5e because I really like the stories that can be told in it. And I'm going to be that basic bitch there. So.
And Joan, what do you think?
I don't have any preference. I've done White Wolf. I've done a bunch of different kinds of D&D. I've done Star Wars. I've done a lot of different. This is part of what I do is do role playing games. And if I can get over that little hump of learning which dice to roll and things like that, then I'm all about the story. So
nice. All right. Well, it's getting late and the internet is being iffy. So I have one last question. I'm going to take GM's prerogative and I'm going to ask everybody. We are all stuck indoors with nothing to do. So recommend one piece of entertainment of some sort for everybody out there to engage with. I'll start. I'm going to recommend a book or a series of books. They are the first one is called We Are Bob. It's a series by Walt Simonson. And the idea is that the Earth is being destroyed by a world war, and this guy dies, and he signs one of those like cut off my head and say unfreeze me when I die, and he gets unfrozen, and he's the AI running a colony ship that is supposed to like save humanity. And he starts replicating himself, and it deals with things like, if I create a replica of myself, is that me? Is that still Bob? And all that. It's really been enjoying that. I think there's like 3 or 4 books now, but it's really good. Julie, what do you got? Recommend something for people to enjoy during this.
I've been doing more crafting. I've been small things, making bracelets. I did that with my niece over line. We made little bracelets and things like that. So I'm making little bracelets. I'm making a hat. You can make it with things that are around the house already. You got an old T-shirt you don't want to do anything with anymore. You can make a pillow. So I've been doing that kind of crafting.
Nice. Tom, what do you think? What's your one recommendation?
If I only have one recommendation, and it's for some kind of entertainment medium, if you have not seen The Expanse, sci-fi television show, Amazon Now, it used to be Sci-Fi, but it's an amazing series, well-written books. The television shows were a great adaptation. I love it. I can't recommend it enough.
Agreed.
Yeah. Nick, what do you think?
Learn something new. You've got the time to do it.
You're not the boss of me.
Do it.
Time to learn Greek. Amy, what recommend some entertainment?
You know what?
Amy recommends scotch, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say that's me. No, actually, I don't drink dark vodka, or I drink vodka. I don't drink dark liquor. I'm not a brown liquor girl. I would recommend. Okay, so this was a recommendation to me, but I'm thinking about trying it. I don't know. We'll see.
Scientology?
30 minutes. Yeah, Scientology. 30 minutes of physical activity a day. Thomas and I go. So I've taken it upon myself, instead of working 10 hours a day every day, because I don't do anything else with my life, to sometime when I take lunch, somewhere around 2:00, if I get to take lunch, we go and walk the dog for a half hour, and we talk through chaos agents. I talk through my puzzles. And so I forget about the 4 budgets I have to do when I get back to my desk. I forget about all of those things that I have to do. And so I just go outside and walk the dog for 30 minutes, and we work through just a lot of stuff that way. You know what I mean? Even before this, even now, I still will run 5 miles. And by the time I come back, I've forgotten all of the issues that when I left the house I had. So I would recommend to everybody, find something that gets you out of your head.
And keep off the quarantine 15.
Yeah, that too. I've only put on 2 pounds. I can't get any more. I don't know what's happening. I've been eating like a crazy person.
Tiana, what's
so for the D&D people out there, because I know you exist, there's an actual play podcast that I've been listening to when I go out walking, because I have to go out and walk or I'm going to go insane. I've been listening to Even Fell, which is D&D in a sci-fi universe, and it's been really interesting. There's been a lot of intrigue. They currently have a character down, and I'm just waiting to see what happens with that. I really enjoy it. It's 6 people in Austin, Texas, who get around their kitchen table and tell a really solid story. I really enjoy the characters. I really enjoy what they're going through. And yeah, Even Fell, highly recommend.
Nice. So I really enjoy this sort of thing. I mean, we all have the chance to sort of get to know each other and talk this stuff out, but it's really fun to share this with the viewers and to get their questions. By the way, there are like 10 more questions that are out there. And so, we'll do this again from time to time, but it's real. Thanks so much, everybody in chat and our community. We love doing this, but we love doing it with you, and you're a big part of it. And it's hard. I have when I'm running it at home here, I actually have Twitch up on my other screen because I have to keep track of bits, and it's hard not to look at the chat and then not to react to it, because A, they're funnier than I am, and B, they're like it's you want to react to stuff. And so we love our community. I love playing with you guys. Thanks again. This makes, this helps my sanity, as I say every time.
Much.
It's ours.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I didn't lose any sanity this time. I'm so happy.
My goodness.
All because Joan knocked out a fish.
Thank you, Joan. Thank you to that 100 from the fish for that constant.
All right, I have to go roll up a carbon 2185 character I've just learned. So I think that we are going to say goodnight, everybody. Thanks again, and we will see you on Saturday.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.